Yeah, tough look here. Look, they beat on the top and bottom line. Well, not really on the top line. They came in line with expectations, $1.33 billion in revenue. But what they're guiding is really the scary part here. They're looking for low double-digit revenue decrease next year on this quarter. So not a good look. It's really driven by weak North American sales. That's hurt more than everywhere else in the country. Despite all that, there's a $500 million share buyback program for the Class C share, which I believe is UA.
I can double check on that. I was just going to mention, I still see Under Armour stuff everywhere,
Same.
Especially in the gym. It was a surprise to see that this morning, especially on the demand side. But I don't know, lots of competition here.
See, you saw it with Lululemon, right? So, did you really expect Under Armour was going to be that great when Lulu got hit? It's not terribly surprising, but at the end of the day, we don't really trade this outside of earnings. It's a big-time flat bottom break. It's not going to open down short sell restricted unless it drops a couple points in the next 8 minutes or so. But it broke. This level's like 642. I kind of had this as like 638 on the body, but it is actually more like 640. Either way, that support turning into resistance is what I want to look for. It's already turned once at 630, so if it gets up in here, kind of gets into the 640, 650, I'd like to see it curl and then try to catch it on the way back in. If it was short sell restricted, maybe I'd change my mind on that, but I'd like that to settle down. It has to move into that level, show me a rejection, that previous support, presuming will turn into resistance. Once I see that happen, I'd be looking the other direction here on UAA, and then give it a couple of days. If it make some kind of a double bottom, I think there could be a reasonable dip buy. Lulu did a similar thing before eventually heading lower, so I think you could see that with Under Armour. There was just a decent move down in GameStop, by the way, and relative to what's happening in AMC, it does bear mentioning, I'll just do it this way for you guys, it does bear mentioning AMC holding the last few minutes here, there you go, at the 5 level and trying to bounce a little bit off $5 when that last little step down was a break of 34 on GameStop. So it's not a huge divergence, but these charts were basically the same. And then you got a little bit of a bounce through 5 that's trying to hold while GameStop took out some support at the open. So I think GameStop at the moment looks like the weaker one, down 15% versus 8, breaking a little bit lower. Remember that 31.5 level. If it halts at the open, I'll be looking for some kind of a bottom play. If it halts a couple of times, we might have to be patient looking for a turn. But looks like it's going to be the weak one, at least early.
So I think of another, I don't have too much to say about UAA, but I was just wondering about this 190.50 here on Apple. You're starting to get back up to the upside right now, despite what this NASDAQ is doing. The NASDAQ's still here at these lows. Lows, down 0.3. But Apple up 0.26, and did we have a day yesterday on Apple or what? We were long off the sticky 188, 187 off some of these levels into the previous day's close. So previous day's close now for Apple, we're into here. We did have a nice little dip into the close, 189.60. So anything down here like 189.50 or something like that for Apple, I think that's a really another banger of an opportunity if we can get down there for Apple. So again, I'm not sure about what to think for today. We do have a few, numbers coming through. We have the Fed speak still coming. We did have a bad Philly Fed number. But here goes Apple right now. Look at this, still going higher. And I do want to throw to Brendan, just wait 1 second. We did have the imbalances that just came out right there. So Cisco, we didn't even talk about them. Didn't they report?
Yep.
Cisco down again, up, 1.3%. Thought it was below $50 there. AMC, there it is. So AMC with a quick sell, Palantir with a quick buy, not much else happening. Meta with a sell. That could be interesting as well. Google with a buy. So, all right, back over to Brendan with a couple minutes left.
Quick here, day highs, LSDI, Lucy Scientific. They've bailed on this agreement to merge with Blue Sky Biological on March 5th. So that was going back to March 5th when that was announced. So they're not going to merge, it would appear. So yeah, tons of volume behind this. Just took out day highs there for LSDI.
All right, guys, we have moving average crossovers all week on how to trade with Adair and I. Today, specifically, we'll be talking about managing false signals and risk and crossovers. So check that out with her and I today at 11.
Yes, sir. And that Meta, which with the sell imbalance, that's down 1 1/3% into a flat market, and when you just saw Apple going to the upside. So Meta looking a little bit heavy. Before we get to the open, I don't want to forget about that FFIE Faraday. It didn't make the dollar break yesterday. It got to 97 a couple of times and then pulled back. If it can make that dollar break today, I do like it again. Just has to get there. In terms of dips, every time it made a dip, you really had to like wait it out, see the curl. So this support at 65, when it bounced off VWAP, I almost feel like if it breaks that level, it's like look for a retracement back through. Like if it fails 65, like let it make some kind of another bottom. Tight to it along lines like this, and then try to go long on the way back up instead of catching a falling knife. Otherwise, we're looking for the break on that name. And as I said, Meta, a little bit heavy. It just got down to, this was kind of real. It broke 474. Monster day for Meta yesterday. I mean, it just kept on going and going and going. I feel like if we see 471, that looks like a pretty solid level. I don't know why Meta. There was one piece of news, like the EU was.
We'll find out first.
No, the EU was doing some I don't know, investigation into like harming kids and all that stuff. But that's not necessarily new. They've been doing that before.
I'm tired of those stories.
Everybody knows that they're under pressure for that, but that was the story this morning, and it's down despite the rocket ship that it was yesterday. So 471 looks like a pretty good level for Meta. Alphabet as well here, in addition to Apple. Like you can see the strength. The strength is in Apple. The strength is in Alphabet, both going to the upside. I had dipped by 171.50 on my note this morning, and I think that's probably out the window with this breaking the highs. Might have to move to a different level. We closed at 172.5, so might be something in the 172s that we look for. Is this
GME
just
to
another
100.
A hundo?
By the way, Apple's going and the market's still a while to go here. We have Tesla also looking at a top. I'd like to short that to try it, and then we'll get the heck out of the way if that doesn't want to work out. But right now, Tesla's still positive. NASDAQ going to the downside. There goes Apple. We indicated that just a couple seconds ago that we like this stock, and yeah, we like the stock. So that one's starting to go back up to the upside there real quick. And then Intel was another, actually, I don't have an order out on Intel yet. We'll have to put an order out down here. I don't think we're going to get to 31, but if we do, we are going to try to get some bids down there for INTC. Quickly, let's check on the stop, GameStop right now. We'll have to stop by this store here and pick up some 31s or so. Let's see what happens down there in and around 31. We are going to probably wind up waiting for a halt because I don't know what's going to happen here right off the jump. I am bidding 460 though for AMC. Why? Because yesterday I liked that 460 level coming into play yesterday, and then I wake up and see that that's where we were this morning. So I kind of like in and around here. I mean, I don't know the exact price. I feel like it's going to be a little chaotic here off the open. So let's just wait to see. I don't think it's a good idea to trade one without the other. We've seen them trade pretty closely tied together. So if AMC holds down, probably expect GME to fade a little bit and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and remember, GME is halted at the open 2 days in a row. Like within the first couple of minutes, it has halted twice. So that's why, like, I'm anticipating that if that happens again, I want to react to that as opposed to try to get into some kind of a position just because I like a dip buy. I'll let it go into a halt and then go from there. But Adara in
Market
5,
is open.
4, 3, 2, and ring it.
Right, so here we go. We have AMC right here. We have GME. We're going to wait to see which one opens up first. You can tell by big volume spikes in the candles and then a sorted out level 2. So right now we do not have anything popping off right now in those names. I did want to look at AMD, still back down into 160. GameStop still not open yet, but down to 33 and change. AMC 509. This could be open. I think this is open maybe, AMC. Yep, I see end prints. Okay, so we are open on AMC, and AMC right now is, there we go, we're now open on GameStop. Both starting to go higher right now. So here goes GME. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We may halt upside maybe early on GameStop. So a nice move from 33.50 all the way to 35. Here we go. Nice little move back upside on some of these names. Where's the halt on AMC? It's coming up. If you get to 550, 540, depending on where we opened, that's going to be the halt level there. GME just faded off VWAP 35. So again, you're going to need a 31 halt on this, it looks like roughly, based on the open. And then we just touched 35, so a fade back to 31 again should halt downside. 38 upside. I don't know if that's going to happen now as well. Walmart, as we had said, potential dip down right into VWAP, $63. So watch out for Walmart. We did kind of call that one.
Yeah, NVIDIA not halting. I almost said no halt on GameStop. But Nvidia moves to the downside, gets 944. AMD does not breach 160. Okay, maybe like a couple of cents to breach 160. I was looking for the go zone in between that and 59. So you're already catching a bounce. Going to have to be patient here. GME's still starting to run to this upside. It looks like it wants to take out that local high. If they go into an up halt, I'm going to go for it. Is what it is. We want to take a shot at both of these. Whichever one wants to halt up first, we'll take a shot over there. But no go zone yet on Advanced Micro Devices, and Alibaba was the other dip buy. Baba slightly heading down, not really moving just yet on Baba.
Yeah, we're not trying to get too excited here, but we're into Walmart again. We're at 63.15. We just bought a couple dips there in this name. We did indicate that we did like this name in and around VWAP. So we'll take it. Well, here we go. We'll get a nice little long here on Walmart. We are long at 63.14 as we approach into the 30s. Let's put another offer out there, as it's a couple times we've stopped in and around this area, and it is, which I don't want to play off 50-period moving average or anything right now, but we did take a couple pieces out right there. We still have 75% of this trade. A break through 63, we'll get out. So 62.85, 62.89, break lower, we're going to get out of that one. AMC still dancing around 5, and we'll talk about all the stocks, but that's what's happening right now. GameStop down, and GameStop might halt lower soon.
Oh, goodness.
But nah, I guess it almost did right there as we, no, 35, you got to lose 350 on it, right? So you got to get down to 31.50. So, okay, almost 33 and change. Watch out for that. Walmart's still doing nothing. That's my early positions, or one position in my early thoughts. AMD did bounce.
It bounced 160. FFIE did absolutely nothing off the open, but look, AMD did bounce right at that level.
Yeah.
It goes like it was 1 second or so that it was underneath 160. So if
Damn
you're
it, I
on,
should have bid
if
that.
you were
It's so
on the
stupid.
level 2 of
Only
like
thing I wasn't bidding.
AMC and GameStop,
Bye-bye, Walmart.
then
Boom.
you're in the wrong spot. You have to get some higher lows, I think, here, as Nvidia is still pulling back, but AMC showing strength.
There it is. Spin it. It's your first #1 trade here on the sticky note is the Walmart long off 63. We have one trade today. It's 55 cents in the money and still going. We're long at 63.10 right now on Walmart. I mean, this is exactly the trade that we wanted to put on, right? Pulled it back into VWAP. Let's take it out. We are actually now out of half of Walmart, but maybe this is going to be a special day for Walmart. So let's put another offer up around 63.90, and then we'll see if we can get higher. So far, so good. And by the way, we also did do a little something right here on AMD, although we missed our 160 bottom, like as if we wrote that down and it touched 160 and we're not long. Let's take a piece out right there at 161. But here it comes in right now. Look at the market fading out. AMD getting weaker, Walmart getting stronger. What's happening with the tech names right now? Walmart
is weak.
Yeah, okay. Walmart up to 63.80 right here.
Yeah, Nvidia is just bouncing the second time off 945. I just got first look on AMD at the halves, but UAA Under Armour just punched into that 6.5 level. So I'm looking for it to turn here. I said I was not going to stand out in front of it. I wanted to catch it on the way back down from that level. But a little bit of a bounce, and Nvidia is going to take AMD with it. I mean, hopefully. Nvidia was one of the weaker names. It just dipped in. Hard to see with these wicks, but pre-market was right here, 160.5. I jumped in at 56, trying to get some out in front of 161. Okay, GameStop's making a run at the low again. I feel like if it breaks 33, you could get that first halt to the downside, but it's holding on for dear life at 33 GameStop, Adara.
Nice pop right off the open for the trade desk in a day 2 play. TTD got a nice little pop yesterday after Netflix announced it was be launching the in-house ad technology platform by the end of 2025. The trade desk does specialize in ad-related marketing, so nice look for them. Continuing to gain volume, nice pop here right off the open for TTD, guys.
All right, yeah, I am trying to. So we got some more AMD as well down there. We're long now at 160.70. We'll put another offer up there at 161. See if we can get some more shares on that, and then we'll put a little bit higher into 161.50 and see if we can get that. There's Walmart, and this is my trade so far of the day, obviously. As here it goes right back up. Let's see if we can get even higher and higher on Walmart. I mean, this is a good one. So Siren's up on that. It's exactly what we wrote. Dips to VWAP. need to get long. So, I mean, we tried to make the sticky note as simple as it could be today, and that's what we did. So I hope you like the new format. It's easier for me to do that anyways. So there it is, nice move here. Walmart, there it is. There's your first Dollar Club winner on Walmart as we're trying to now break through, $64. And again, it's not like we didn't call this. I mean, it's literally what we called. So nice move down there. And we did also call AMD long at 160. Unfortunately, that name, we didn't get that exact dip, but we still got some more. Let's see if we get a move up. We're still sitting here right now at 170. See if we can get another piece out on this move back to the upside. And today, so far, is a good day. So I hope you're enjoying it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe as we get some, yes, sir, Neil. Nice move up now, finally, on AMD. Your boy is in the building one more time. There it is, yes, sir, bang, right there. That's a hot dog kind of a play so far today. We'll go deuces up right here. It's 9:37. Having fun yet?
Oh, yeah, and if NVIDIA breaks 950, this sucker is going to go. I'm talking about AMD. AMD's up 1%. NVIDIA is exactly flat. I did just jump into UAA. We're about 7 cents out of the money. We're giving it about 15 on that. GameStop's still trending lower. No halt, but it's still breaking the lows. The problem is it's moving so slowly to the downside that there's, I guess, no threat of a halt, unfortunately. But AMC is holding up really nice. This is definitely the strong one. If GameStop catches a big bid, AMC is hugging this $5 level. I feel like that's going to be the one you want to get into in the other direction. FFIE, Faraday Futures, I'm never going to get that right. FFIE about to make the break at $1. So it's a big psychological level. Mentioned we're looking for this break yesterday. And obviously, you can see clear as day never happened. But it's at 92, getting pretty close. I'm going to get once it's above 90, the order goes in. It's now above 90, hunting for that dollar level. If it fails, I'm willing to get in and out and then take it even on a secondary break of that level on Faraday. Huge short float.
Yeah, all right, earnings on Walmart and Sticky Note continues to go. We're just putting this out because I just want everyone to notice that some of the plays that we have, especially on some of these nice names. Look at this one. Here we go. Oh, my gosh. This was, again, a month maker if you had that 160 because now it's not just one, but $2 in the money off 160. Let's take a piece out here. 162, might as well do that as we top out at the high side. We've still got shares on, so it's all good, baby, baby. It was all a dream when we got out of Walmart up there at 164, at 64. We only have a small piece left on that one, but let's go over to Adara.
We have another ad tech related company popping off of that Netflix move, Netflix news in a day two move here. MGNI, this is Magnite Inc. Also getting a price target increase to $20 from Craig Hallam this morning. So nice look there for Magnite and the trade desk, guys.
Right, go AMD, baby.
Go get going. Google, oh no, we missed a dip buy on. Yes, we did miss a dip buy on Alphabet. Cancel, cancel, cancel. We're not going to get in front of that pre-market low. We made the adjustment because Google was breaking the top when Apple did earlier. So we'll have to look for a VWAP retracement. When you don't get your level, all you got to do is work back over to it. AMD, 163 is a big level on AMD. I said I like that for a break in my note as well. That's here on the daily. So I'm covering out in front of 163 and then looking for a secondary play breaking the top. All right, FFIE is not even at 95 cents yet. So I think when it gets there, then I'm more on bigger alert for it. It's still a bit of a nothing burger on GameStop.
Yeah, we just went long.
Yeah, nothing crazy yet, but it's holding the bottom. I'm going to like AMC long off of this bounce level, I think, because AMC's been a little bit stronger. It's held on to 480 pretty well, and it just hasn't been falling as much.
Go. Okay, here we go. It's Sticky Note Nation. Put your hands up one more time if you're here, because we put down GameStop 32. GameStop 32 alert right there, 80 cents in your pocket. So right now, here it goes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're here at 33 to get a piece out. Can we get something out at 33 or not? Nice move up. Oh, come on. I'm literally at 33, just thinking it didn't matter. Maybe we could just get it out at 90 right now. All right, let's take an 88 out if we can get that. Cancel our 33s, but there it is. It's a nice move for GameStop. So shout out to everybody that's riding them bulls today. We've got $2 almost in the money on AMD. We have $1. There it is. Yes, sir. There's $1 on well, not $1. We're only 70 cents. 70 cents on GameStop as it continues to hopefully march higher, man. We're out right now of just 40% of this trade. So let's go. There's the 32. We wrote that down on the sticky note. I hope you guys are here looking at that one more time, because so far here on the sticky note today, let me zoom this up. I guess I got to check some of these responses here. AMD long 160. How that right now? John Travolta's like, huh? I should get into trading myself. Right there, Walmart dips to VWAP. We've already talked about that one. And then there's the GameStop 32 long, now $1 in the money. So today, once again, a pretty decent day to start. I mean, we have no idea where it's going to end, but we're doing quite nicely here as we wait to see if GameStop has the opportunity to make this something real special like. Okay, come on, AMD. We're sitting up here right now at 91. Did we just get that? No, we did not. But we will. Break yourself, fool. Little bit of a face slap right there for, again, a $2 winner. Off that note, here we go. It's Walmart. It's GameStop, $1 winner. It's AMD, a winner. And it's up to you to hit the like and the subscribe, because you might have said, hey, Sean is doing this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but today's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday. We're doing it again. So get ready to get loaded here. There goes GameStop trying to get back up to the upside. We on one, baby.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I made one small pivot because I was going to go GameStop myself, but it never halted. Now, all I said was when we hit that bottom, I like AMC because it wasn't as low. So I'm playing it off of that 5. There's your wick bottom. I just love that setup. Wick bottom underneath 490. Grab the long back up just as I was watching GameStop just as it was cresting, and I just punched into the long. I added on the way up. We're going to scalp some off there, but I've just thrown a trail on AMD at this level because it's getting very close to that 163, and I said I'm getting out in front of 163. So once it gets up into the 70s, we're going to try to get that one out. I'm holding on to a quarter of my AMC position as long as we keep holding this $5 level. Only 2 longs, still nothing on FFIE. If it breaks, I'll let you guys know. You'll see it break $1. Madera.
If you're looking for a penny stock here, we have Greenwave running around a little bit. GWAV rested a little bit, now trying to pop up 100% on the day. Not seeing any news on this. Market cap of about $5 million. Nice pop here for GWAV, guys.
Oh, baby. Someone's putting some little fly me to the moon in there. What's up, Ozan? What's good, my guy? There it goes. Nice. I mean, AMD is like booming right now. I do feel like we are a little bit on the moon over here for sure with some of these trades here today. Just keep the momentum going is all I can say. Let me check out my next guy over here. What's up to Palantir? Nothing. That was easy. All right, what's up to Apple right now? All right, 190 and change. Okay, nice pullback for Apple. So maybe we are seeing something finally with Apple pulling back into some levels right now, pulling back into the 50-period moving average. All right, Apple might be broken a little bit right now. That's the 200-period. That's the 50, 190, 75. Possible long take here on Apple. Maybe we could try it. AMD's pulling back a little bit. Let's try Apple. Let's punch into a little bit here. There we go. We'll take a little bit of a bid there on Apple and see if we can hold 190. But an initial long for Apple coming into play right now off of 190 would be really nice to hold this level. But yesterday we dipped into 190.60 off close. So we'll take the long right now. We talked about it. Let's punch a little there and see if we can get higher here on our friend Apple. But GME's coming back in as well. So yeah, just a really good day, but you got to let things settle down. Long Apple right now. There it is. Look at that. What a day right there. Fire off another one. That's another 15 cents real quick there on Apple. Let's see if we go higher from here.
Yeah, just a nice, easy move there on AMD, but it just pulled back off pre-market highs. Gonna ring and register for myself. We talked about 163 on the daily chart being a big level and pre-market highs coming into play. So you're pulling back a little bit. I like VWAP bounces if we're gonna continue the trend. NVIDIA, for everyone that's watching NVIDIA here, it did break that break of $950, and it is still going. So I like the trend. We're gonna try to jump back in on VWAP on AMD, but so broke 950, you're seeing it pull back. I think if it bounces VWAP, AMD has a great chance to do the same. Unfortunately for Google, there is no VWAP retracement on Alphabet. So adjustments will have to again be made as Alphabet is completely flying. Look to buy dips in this. There has not really been a dip that came in enough. It happens, man. You're just going to have to miss it. We'll be patient on that AMD looking for the second one. It gave us exactly what we wanted first. Now we just have to play a patience game. Still not much going on. Wait a minute. Where is GameStop? AMC's right back to where it was before.
At the bottom again.
Okay, I was about to say nothing going on, but then this just came out on on AMC. AMC just came right back to my entry price. So it was a scalp trade when I saw GME turn. We scalped it into 511. I think 512 was maybe the top there. Got some out on the way down 5 and then took it all out break even. Now we're just going to wait for the next play. I was scalping AMC and then looking for the bigger halt type moves on GME yesterday, but there's been no halts on GME yet. I still think it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it happens to the upside.
I love the hope,
we're
but-
long right now, again, down here at 32 and change on GME. Again, our stop is going to be about 55. About 50 cents lower than where we are right now, because again, the best we took on this was that 70 cents when we got out at 33. So that was the best we took. So again, here we go. We just reloaded it again. So just on that reload position, let's just take it out again if we can get something in the 70s one more time. And then we're still holding. I'm still holding on to 75%. I'm trying to get out, how many shares do I have? Right, a quarter at a time. So if we could do that, then it'll be all good. But we do realize that if it does fall back in, we're just trying not to like, here it comes. Come on. Get it. Get me in the 70s, man. Get me in the 70s. We just reloaded that long at 20s. We just reloaded that long at 17s right there on GameStop. So a little bit of a bump up. We'll take it out right there. Go, 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 go. There we go. One more right there for GME. Holy Neil, we are on one, guys. Apple, 15 cents. AMD, $1.70. GameStop, 50 cents. Walmart, 90 cents. Like, this is all just, we have 4 trades on today. You like retail? How's Walmart doing? You like chip names? What up with that? We have the very bottom today in AMD. You like just big cap, you know, indexy, there's Apple for you. Oh, you like the memes? Look no further. It's GME. So, I mean, let's just keep this party going, man. We're in everything right now for you guys today and really printing. Today's a trophy day to start. Will it end that way? I never know, but so far so good here as we go. So let's just keep this movement to the north side and keep the good vibes rolling.
Yeah, keep them vibes rolling. I'm making an adjustment to plan on FFIE. I'm still on the bid. VWAP, we're going to get back into AMD. We were one and done to our level, but here comes the move into $1. I don't think we came all this way not to make the bounce. I'm still going to go long on a dollar break in this stock, but I'm going to look to buy the dips going into it as well. So it's a slight adjustment because I like the momentum I'm seeing. It's a clean stair step to the upside, so I'm trying to pick some up back in front of that VWAP move. Still above $5, while NVIDIA just took out the top. NVIDIA just took out the top. I'm on VWAP on AMD, and NVIDIA is at $957. $975, I still think is a short zone on that stock. But AMD, if I'm not getting the dip, I'm taking a 163 break. That's this lineup here. It corresponds with a recent high on the daily chart. So I've really just traded. It's been a focus on AMC, nothing going on for GME for me. And then we'll get that FFIE if it breaks $1, or we'll play a dip back into 88. Oh, shoot. I forgot all about Robinhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I mean, Apple's now at 190.50. You know, it's just one of these things where it's like we got pretty much everything exactly where we needed it today. You know, GameStop could be the one thing that sort of stalls out a little bit for us, but it could also blast. So I don't know, man. AMD is now $2 in the money. Apple, Professor, I mean, come on, baby. We're long at 190 on Apple. I don't know what else. I mean, it's at 190.74. That's 4 for 4 on these ideas, and they're all pretty big trades. So we're just sitting back here and relaxing. And for those that are like, you know, this is an impossible job to do, I would say 98% of you would probably agree with that. But there is an opportunity to make money in this business, right? 4 for 4 here, straight to the jump at 950. This is where, like, for example, if I wasn't on the show giving you guys this, we'd be just chilling out right now, going to go spend some time with some fam, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of lifestyle that this job gives you, which if you're successful, and again, it's something that it does take a lot of time. I want you guys to go subscribe, Freedom Wealth Podcast. This is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about, just real people doing real things. And, not talking about like, oh, what color is my Lambo going to be? Because I'm going to leave that to Max. Where the hell's Max's Lambo thing?
I even
We're
wore his
going
field today.
to be talking, we're going to be talking, Max is not even here, I don't think. He's in Japan. Yeah, right there, missing all this. So, but there you go, freedom. But that's what the whole point is.
Freedom.
Spend your life. Yeah, do those kind of things, right? As Max being, I think, the only graduated trader there behind us, well, Wayne's a manager, yeah. So that gives the opportunity to do stuff like that, right? So again, congratulations over there to everybody that is just stone cold chilling, because look what's happening right now. It's a hot dog kind of day right here again. Apple now 70 cents in the money and going higher. AMD going higher. GameStop trying to go. We've got it good. Hopefully that's understood.
You don't want to have it bad
here
like
as we go.
Usher.
Well,
That's it.
yeah, I don't.
Executed.
I'd love to have it like Usher though, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously he's got some game. I'm just gonna
yeah.
very quickly. I updated my plan on FFIE with to just buy a dip on the higher lows. So I got 91s to 95s. If it breaks 90, I'm out looking for VWAP. If it continues to go higher, I still want that break of a dollar. But you can see the stair step
Executed.
to the upside, and we just want to be a part of that. So we grabbed a bit of a scalp trade. It was just an adjustment. I said I'm adjusting from only taking breakouts to buying the stair step dip. AMC and GameStop, still no craziness, no halts, any of that nonsense. But let's just try to keep it in the pocket. The next thing I think happening is AMD's pulling back. I did not quite get that dip buy, just missed it off of VWAP. Still a chance that it can get right down in there to that 161.5. You know, getting that last dip was great. We just want to look for a little bit more of a patient one next. NVIDIA's starting to pull back a little bit. Alibaba, that's Blue Ocean, which, by the way, you
Executed.
can trade 24 hours at Real Trading because you can trade overnight markets in Blue Ocean. But we don't want to look at it there. BABA, not quite to VWAP. Looks like it wants to hold 82.5. So that VWAP retracement hasn't happened
Apple's
just yet.
191.
Just want to be a little bit patient with that bad boy. Yeah, I'll trade, Sam, we'll trade penny stocks when they're in play. You know, we traded Mullen when it's in play. It's just FFIE is doing, it did like almost 1 billion shares yesterday. Like, it was a different beast. And I think if it runs $1, it's still technically a penny stock in my estimation. But if it's going to trend into $1, there's a lot of room for it to continue going. I think that's the big level. We'll see what happens there. But my next trade, I think, is going to be that pullback in AMD. That's what we're ready for. Unless GameStop makes a fresh low, or we break back out at like 30, I have 33.5. There might not be much for those two names in terms of crazy volatility.
All right, Apple $1, AMD $2, GME coming back in a little bit. We are a little nervous. Nervous is the wrong word, but maybe concerned a little bit that GME may break this $32. It's not really moving at all. So that's what's kind of got me feeling a little bit of ways about all of this. I do feel like you have to be concerned when stocks kind of stop going and hang around, but maybe we are. I'm here to try to build now to get going. So let's just wait. Potentially this is that bottom that we had talked about. So far on GameStop, a couple ins, a couple outs, and finite. So now we'll have to wait to see what's happening, but I like the trade. We've already talked about that, and we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer. I mean, if we can get another out at 33, then we'd love to do that. So a nice move back up into that area will be an out for moi. Disney, showing up on some scanners here. Good move, bouncing off VWAP. We like that trade.
Executed.
Up now 0.5% into a flattish market. Disney maybe found a bottom there. Again, Nelson Peltz was right here, and he said no. Well, they said no, and all of a sudden it's been dipped down. They're not a great report for Disney coming back into, we talked about that, 105, 106, 107, and then now hitting that $100 mark, which may have sort of ignited something now maybe to the upside on Disney. So let's wait to see if that is still the case. I'm going to get another piece out here on Walmart. You know what? No, I'm not, actually. I'm not going to get another piece out on Walmart. We already got one out at 63.50 there. It is pulling back in, but I only have about 20% or a little bit less than that, maybe 15% left of our trade down there at VWAP. We were lucky enough to get that up to $64 into the pre-market, so we'll still stay on that one as Apple's pulling back a little bit, which is all good. We do only have 20% left of this one for Apple. Another pullback down in would be nice for that name. So far so good. Walmart trying to go. AMD is just dancing a little bit. I still like these levels. We're still at 162.50, but we are holding on to, I think, this is 20% left here. We only have 4 outs. So 4 outs, 20% left of AMD. I still like the stock.
Yeah, it's still looking good. I mean, look, Google won't even think about a retracement, unfortunately. So like that stock is absolutely gone. The market is making a very, very large bounce. FFIE just tagged 97, so it looks like it's going to make that rally into the dollar level. Alert to Tesla. I know we've been talking about the stocks that we're trading and not in Tesla, but Tesla almost got green a second ago and pulling in a bit of a lower high. That brought me over to Rivian because Rivian's breaking out back above 10, and it made a big wipeout bottom. And look at this wick underneath yesterday's low. A wick bottom into a breakout. If this takes out 1040, I think Rivian could go squeezing on its own. It's got a bit of a short float. So I'm gonna put a stop order breakout on Rivian. I like that false bottom break through. And if Tesla's gonna go and the market's gonna go, why not Rivian? So 97.5 on FFIE. It's about to make the break, but I want to get this stop in first on Rivian, just in case it happens.
Right. I mean, I like that. I've looked at, it's Trader TV. Trader. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta get my Instagram.
Where's Meta?
What I wanted to look at was Tesla, because I know you just talked about Rivian. We had written down Tesla 176 for a short. It's much weaker than the market today. Oh my God, we're starting to go here. Come on, GameStop's starting to go upside. So this is starting to go. We're at 32.80s. Let's just offer it right there. Can we get that fill? Oh no. Oh no. Yes, sir. Wow, Neil, this is a face slapper of a day again. There goes GameStop up to the upside, baby. We've got it. It's a props kind of a day around here, guys. We are now mooning I don't know if we're mooning on the stock, but our net is starting to get a little excited, more excited than me for sure, as AMD, Apple, GameStop now. It's really just GameStop actually, now that I see this, what's moving around, so I shouldn't get excited about all the other positions, but right now Walmart is still that 50 cents in the money. AMD is still where we need it to be as well. Still trying to get higher here on AMD. Nice trade so far, but we always want more, right? Never be happy if your levels aren't hit yet. AMD still trying to go. Apple with the pullback. That's the one of most concern for me right now, Apple. But again, not too concerned, but definitely something to look at as it's been relatively weak there, trying to get the other way on Apple.
Yeah, Apple looking absolutely, well, I mean, it looks fantastic
Yeah,
as
but
far as I'm
it's pulling
concerned.
back
Like
in
a
a
dip
bit.
buy, if it's going to trend up, you like those dip buys sometimes so you can be in it like all day long with multiple trades. I can't get one on Google, so I'm glad Apple's going
on,
for you.
GME.
I had the breakout. I'm in a dip buy on FFI. I know it's going to be a little convoluted because it's a 3-minute chart, but it broke out on FFIE, got
You were
to
long 32.20.
10, pulled back in. I got 3s long. It just came back up and tagged 114. It went to the halt band at 114. 114 was actually the halt band, so it just resisted a halt. But we're above $1 on FFIE. If it does go into a halt, I'm going to hold through the halt. But the breakout
Look at
trade
AMD,
was
jeez.
1s into 8s, and then a dip buy down here into 3s as that continues to rally. AMC just broke 5 again, so I'm playing AMC above the $5 level. I'm going to try to get back into that. FFIE is going into a halt. See if I can get more shares. I don't know if I was a little bit late to that bid. The thing about a halt, and we've talked about this before. Okay, I ended up getting some shares. I ended up getting shares. I got really, really lucky. I was looking at AMC when FFIE went to the halt band. All you can do is jump onto the bid and hope to be filled if you want to be involved in the halt trade. I got filled with 1 second to go. If I was laser focused on level 2, the other day you saw, like Sean was on GameStop or AMC and I was slow to it, the faster you get the orders. And if you're taking a halt trade, the better chance you have of getting that fill, because it can only print down, it can't print up, the bids start stacking up. So it'll be a 5-minute halt, I'm assuming, on FFIE. In this particular case, I'll probably scalp some out on any kind of a reopen. So a few trades in here with a dip to 90, the break at 1, the dip to 102, and now we're into a halt trade, which is a bit of a different beast. So yeah, we can calm down on that one a little bit. FSRN, good look, Dyro in the chat.
What up,
Apologies if I
Dyro?
get that wrong. FSRN did move in sympathy with FFIE yesterday, so
Look
it is
at
one to
GameStop.
watch during this halt. Adara.
Look at AMD.
S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both having a little bit of a chop and turn, both pretty much flat on the day despite their excellent performances yesterday. Both of them closing at new all-time highs. We'll have to see if the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, these major indices here, can continue that move. We did get a slightly lower than expected, slightly higher, lower than expected print for the initial jobless claims. That's something worth noting here as well. And we have some Fed speak coming up starting at 10 a.m. We're getting Barkin and Barr. Harker, we're getting coming in at 10:30, and then some other speakers in the afternoon. So keep an eye on Fed comments here. We do have some other stocks to look at. JD, one of the earnings moves here, Chinese ADR, was initially pretty strong here off of a nice beat, now falling back a little bit, slightly down in the day. We also have Meta on watch here, very much to the downside, especially compared to some of these other Mag 7 names. The EU is investigating Meta for some child safety protection concerns. And last but not least, Under Armour, another earnings name, making a nice recovery here. Beat expectations with revenue and earnings per share, but pretty weak projections, initially bringing this one to the downside, guys.
All right, thank you, Adara. Walmart at day highs. GameStop $1.50. AMD is now starting to go. I mean, I'm just trying to get out of some of these positions. We've already sort of talked about what we've been doing here. And when I lose money, it's because like, I now just was like, all right, let's go and start trading some stuff here randomly. And then when I lose on it, then I start to like add into more positions and things like that. And then we start to get a little bit carried away. So right now we'll take another out there on Apple as it comes up to 190.80, and we're just gonna basically chill out for a bit. Watch out, GameStop just did hit $34. That was VWAP. I thought we could take it and go. We're here to trade, obviously, so we've already done really well on GameStop, but we are playing with house money. At this point, we have 2 reloads. We could have had 3. We didn't do that third one. If we had done, well, we already got a piece out. If we had even more shares, I would definitely be taking more out right now. But at the same time, Neil and I talked about this yesterday on the show. Every trade, you got to sort of treat it potentially in a different bag. You got to look to say, okay, how many shares do I have? Am I comfortable holding this many shares at this level despite things potentially changing, right? And I mean, when I talk like that, nothing really has changed for me on GameStop. So we still have that 32 bottom, although if I had more shares on right now, I would be taking it out, but we've already taken 4 outs right now. So we still have got shares, and we're still here to hopefully let this thing go higher, but I don't have any offers out for it, but that's kind of like where I am right now on this stock, letting it try to calm down a little bit and then make a move higher. Because if I just get out now and then it rips up, fine, but then we give up that opportunity cost. So I'm fine with this, even if this fades back out. The end result of the net will be what it is. We've already sort of planned that out, and I think that's the best way to look at what you're doing.
Yeah,
and
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and then there goes AMD now as well. It's like Neil talked about getting out of this position. We've took so many outs. So we had similar thoughts, like as it was going up, get out. We got out at VWAP. We got out there at 160, 150. I mean, I thought $1 was pretty good. Then I thought $2 was pretty good. But now we're $3 in the money on AMD. So from what is one thing to another, Walmart's at highs on the number one trade idea. Well, first of all, the number one trade idea is AMD long 160. So that's $3 in the money. The second trade idea is Walmart dip buys into VWAP, which is now there as well. So that's now $1 in the money. So there's lots of things happening. You just got to pick your spots. I feel like I do that really well, but then I also overtrade a lot. So we got to calm down, get back into the pocket, and I think we're doing that. And look at Apple. Remember when me and Neil just 10 minutes ago, we were talking about Apple, and I said Apple's pretty weak. And then we got out there, and now I have that 10% left as we pull right back into here. Is it a reload spot? Yes, potentially. Am I going to do it? No. So I'm going to see what happens. We've had a great morning so far. I'm going to watch GameStop and see what happens here with Apple, potentially down into 189.60 again.
So 3 things here. First, AMD, I did jump back into it. We want the breakout play through 163. We took the long into that, and then I just jumped in at 163. If it gets to the half, which it just did actually, let me get out of that one. And then second alert, FFIE got out on the reopen and then attempted to reverse when it did this. So let me zoom in. We'll get it there in a quick little second. So we did the move up, we had the halt, jumped out, and then it goes into a halt down. Tried the reversal immediately, didn't really get anything, got pretty much everything on the halt down. So we're playing it in the other direction. That's $1 fail as well on FFIE. So scalped some out of AMD, still the only other thing that I'm in. Just watch out. The only concern with AMD would be that NVIDIA just did this. back underneath VWAP and heading to 950. But AMD
my.
seems like it's going to be stronger. Remember, AMD's so far away from its all-time high that I felt like it has a little bit more room to go. Let's go to Adara.
Okay.
Keep an eye on VinFast here, another meme-related car stock making a nice pop to the upside. This one up about 13% right now, receiving 27,649 pre-orders for its VF3 within the first 66 hours of accepting deposits. So nice look here for VFS, guys.
Oh,
It's funny, we just talked about GameStop and what we were willing to do with it, and then it does exactly that. So there it goes again. Let's props it up to all my GameStoppers out there. Is that what they're called? Or are they called apes? We have this going on right now, and I don't consider myself an ape because we've gotten out of a bunch of stock, but there it is. It's GME. And look, there it is. AMD, Walmart, GME 32. I mean, Intel 31 doesn't hit, and Tesla 176 doesn't hit. Look at that out right there. We broke through VWAP. We let it go. We let it try to get to the upside. There it does. We offer it into that level ahead of the 200 period. So we get that 34. I'll take the exact price. Not that it really matters because I don't think everyone's just pretty much marketing into these things. 34.13 half right there. So a good out for us right there on GME. Let's watch out for AMD. AMD right now is having a little bit of a dance with itself. 162.70. If it breaks there, I can cancel my stop now for 30-cent loss and go to 162. Let's break 50. Let's give it breaking 50. Fed's Barkin is now on CNBC.
Yeah, watch out for Barkin. I just got out of AMD back to 163.
Yeah, we're same way. So we just got out there as well. We just got out of AMD back down through 163.
Here comes VWAP.
We got a lower price on that one, so not a great price for me on that. Yeah, VWAP on what?
Oh, no, AMD. What
Oh,
did I say?
yeah. You said VWAP.
Oh, I might have said AMC instead. Oh, I meant AMD's getting to VWAP right now with Barkin talking. Bigfoot, it doesn't necessarily matter that AMD's overvalued. Its valuation is really high. We're just trading price action. We got the long. On AMD. Right in here. Got the scalp for $0.50, and then it just came right through. So I had my stop back underneath that 93 level. AMC is pulling back. I know that was my bad. I know I probably actually said AMC. We're going to go to Adara, but I like AMC if it can hold that $5 level. I did miss it that last time through trading FFIE. Let's go to Adara.
We do have some comments coming through here from Fed's Barkins mentioning that one of the issues is that businesses are raising prices. This is something he's talked about in the past as well. So just keep in mind, we'll let you know if there's anything else coming here from Fed's Barkin. It's also worth noting here, though, AMD and NVIDIA both getting a bit of a downside push, but Wolf Research having its alpha list, AMD replacing NVIDIA. So AMD replacing NVIDIA here
Executed.
on Wolf Research's alpha list. Guys, keep an eye on those two.
Citron comes out with a report on Alibaba right now, but to the north side, remember, Alibaba's not doing Citron things anymore. They're doing positive notes. So we'll punch along in Alibaba because we like that stock. And now we get a little bit of a catalyst, but Alibaba's already absolutely cruising. This has been a money buy for me in the longer term account right there for Alibaba because we hit this name pretty good early and we're long in the 70s on this name, low 70s. All right, so here we go. Alibaba's coming back in right now. Obviously, there was that Citron tweet. Maybe it wasn't as great as everybody thought. Things get leaked earlier, so a little bit of a pullback. We just took an 84 long. It's just kind of a little bit of a position, not a huge one. We do have many more shares in Apple because I got that long at 190 again. I mean, we talked about Apple coming in. That's when you were mentioning dipping into VWAP. I said Apple was weak. We do have a stop a lot. Not a lot lower, just under 190. So if we break below 190, we are willing to get taken out of that trade. So let's take a few more pieces out here on Apple as we dance around these levels. So I was looking at Alibaba and missed the best spot there. But here comes Alibaba back in, 84.02. We are waiting for something in the teens and 20s in case we get a little bump up here for Alibaba. But over to Adara.
I'm going to summarize that note from Citron Research and Alibaba because it's pretty positive here, saying that they think that with the momentum, Alibaba could well go past that $100 price point, saying that they could emulate the success of Amazon and Microsoft in China. So not at all a bad look there on this Citron Research report for BABA, though Baba also got a bit of a push in tandem with JD on earnings earlier today as well.
And that's so I equated those guys. I equated Baba to those guys yesterday on the show. So far, so good, but it is pushing back.
Look, I love Alibaba.
Yeah.
But just very, very quickly, with the reopen on FFIE, a little bit of a scalp fest
But it's
here in
coming.
front of 94. So it halted down 94. Remember, I actually tried this reversal when it reopened up. I did get a few shares up here, but basically nothing. Like almost the entire bulk of the shares were at the 94 level for me. And it just dipped down in. I scalped out of it, and that's what we do. Like essentially scalp trading in both directions. But on that reopen, I was getting out in front of previous support there at 86, and now we'll let this one calm down. It's going to play the over/under game at $1. And I'm kind of done with the automatic break up and automatic breakdown story. We just got AMD on a reloaded VWAP. We've got it 162.16. It ends up holding 162 almost exactly. We'll scalp back into the high of the day on that one.
Yeah.
Still nothing happening on Google for me, unfortunately. I thought that like that last move in, like the market just pulled back when Barkin was barking, and Google did literally nothing. It's still at the high of the day. Like dip buying Alphabet is basically impossible today. I mean, if it's not going to go down, I mean, I guess I have to take a breakout at some point. There's no other play here, but there's no real level. Like 174 even's already gone up and down once. I guess we'll play the patience game. I don't really see like an obvious, why am I going long? The market just pulled back, and I'm supposed to break out the high. That does not feel right at all. So I guess I'm not going to trade Google unless we pull back into VWAP. A little bit disappointing. Bigfoot, we can trade less than $1 stock. I think correction there. We can't trade under $1 on the OTC markets at real trading, but we can trade penny stocks at will on any other market.
Yeah. Like, look at Alibaba. I mean, we bought, for some reason, gave us that fill down there. I mean, I really like that little thing you have in your hair there today. Little, what do you call those things? It's not a bow tie. Man, it's a hair clip. Like butterfly hair clip. I like it.
Where'd you get it from, Ramin? Because that's what you just said. I hear
Etsy?
you.
Oh, you stole it from some kid on the street? Okay. Okay, yeah, I heard you. Yeah, no, I won't tell everybody the details.
Why
I mean,
would you steal from a kid?
Whatever you're doing with, I mean,
At least steal, I mean,
it's interesting.
whoa, my screen just...
Okay, so we are now, guys, I mean, let's just party on Wayne, party on Garth. GameStop is now $2 in the money. Walmart's $1. Alibaba's trying to go. I mean, this is exactly what we're doing here again today. We're having a heck of a lot of fun. And we're just watching this stock go. Something Carnival. Upside, man, 34.50 now and going right now. Can we see 35.50? Can we see 36.50? Where are we going on GME? Where are we going on Alibaba right now? Back through? Okay. Let's take another offer out here on Alibaba. All right. Yeah, I like being a little calm down here while we're trading, and I feel like that's exactly what we're doing. We are now well up and just having ourselves a great day because we have Apple long down here at 190 multiple times, well, twice. This time's been really good, but again, we are almost out of it because I don't trust this stock. We sort of talked about that. So look at this stopping at around 130. I should have just put some offers up there. Let's do that one more time. Let's get some more offers up because if I don't trust the stock, then we can't be holding on to it. So that's Apple. We're going to get some more out of that one right now. I might actually get some out right now at 15. And again, this is all going to be based on your own share sizes and what you guys want to do. Alibaba, so that's 1 for 1. AMD, I'm not even going to discuss that. We already know what's going on there. Alibaba has been a really good trade. That's been good. The 84 break was not good. It was good initially when we got that first report. But, Citron, again, just because of the way this name's been moving, another great name there for Alibaba. But up 4% today. That's a lot. So, well, 3.5%. So just be careful with that one. Apple just got us out, I think. Walmart's right back to 64. You know what? Let's not stare this gift horse in the face one more time. Let's get it out there at 63 and change. There it is. We'll spin that one. That is $1 in the money right there. So that's another hot dog cannon for y'all as well. So that's another trade. So that's 4 for 4. And then GameStop puts us at, I mean, this stock is putting us through the moon right now. Thank you, Mr. Randy, for that one. As GameStop, we pick the bottoms, and then we get upside there. So, yeah, big day today. Obviously, no LFT, but we're going to see if we can get going even more. Walmart continuously going $1, $2 in GameStop, Alibaba, whatever. We're going to hold on to that one. And then Apple at this point is just stacking stuff up. Right here, it's 10:15. I already know what's for lunch, but I'm saving that segment.
Yeah, we got today and tomorrow as well. So it's been a good day today. Can't complain about it. I just scalp traded AMC. I've only had 2 trades in AMC, and they've both been essentially the same pattern. Look for the wick bottom, and then on the way back up, go long as GameStop's not falling. And I said I'm going to do it at the $5 level. I did kind of miss it here. Like I could have gotten 99s. I ended up with 2s. Scalped it to the same 10 level. Still no breakout of the top just yet, but some concern for me with AMD because it did just lose VWAP at the same time NVIDIA lost the 950 level. So we had that dip buy into VWAP. We got some out in the 40s, and then now you're going to see it break that trend back in. So unfortunately, we can still hold the trend on the stock if it gets back above VWAP, but if we're going to test back into the 160, we wait for the 160 level to come back into play. It has been for me, a little more scalping, I think, than normal on a lot of these names. And still looking for the first retracement in Alphabet that we're able to get. This has been super strong. I like the dip buy on it. Unfortunately, it just never materialized. You had to have this long at the open and then continue with it. Meta's trying to make a bit of a floor as well. I had said I would take a Rivian break. Rivian, it's still holding the low, but no breakout to be had yet on Rivian. I like the fact that it's holding the low, and it's got a monster gap if it can get through that 1040. But until then, we're just going to have to chill out. And apparently T-Money says Boeing is finally doing good things. I'll be happy with it, but I had no plans on trading Boeing. I thought I heard Sharif tell me there was somebody that there was more bad news with Boeing today. Not that I saw it myself.
Well, if there's news on Boeing, you can almost bet that it will be bad. So we can find out. I mean, Radera's right there.
It's a triple top on Boeing.
We can find out if there's something on Boeing for everybody. So Radera will be on that in a second. All right, let's just check in on another name. I'm just letting GameStop go now, so I'm not going to get out. I don't even have any offers out other than the punch out, breaking down through 32. So I'll still continue to look at it, but honestly, like Walmart, the way that's moving now, we're very, very pleased with that. As that continues to go higher, the dip buy into VWAP actually happened twice. It was so nice. We didn't have it the second time though. So yeah, GME and AMC right now is just a little boring. I do kind of agree with James Choi on that one, but boring is as boring does, because I mean, honestly, this has been a nice move upside. And if you're watching it, you could have based out there. You based out at the 50 again. You came back in, you touched it. Now it blasted back into the 200. I feel like technically it still is moving quite nice, and you're able to take a little bit of advantage of that. We only have less than 10% left of Walmart, so I got to get into something else. Let's look at Intel. I mean, I don't have to. Remember what I said, what I do badly? I think might be a chance to do that soon if we get too carried away here looking for other things. But so far, so good here on the day. Intel down to 31. No, that did not fill yet. We do not like the short in Intel, so I'm not taking that up there at 31.75, although it could have been had for sure on Intel, but did not take that one. So we'll move off of that for now. The other name was, Neil's already looked at NVIDIA, so let me look over quickly. I mean, not really, but let's just look over at ARM. 115 right now. Pulling back off, but again, still up that 1.29%. I'm not going to sound overly convinced about anything right now because of what the NASDAQ is doing. So we're not doing anything. We bounced off the 50. We're still at 18.7. We talked about that on the longer term time frame. So I don't really like the talk of like a position is no position, because then it's not really a position. But at the same time, there is, credence to just doing nothing if you don't see anything. So we still have 4 positions. So I'm not talking like, hopefully off kilter here, but we're going to just let what we have sort of ride. And that would be Alibaba, which is now just starting to go higher here. A big trade alert for us on BABA, by the way. I mean, We were able to get that little bottom down there, and so since then, you could have, there it is, you could have reloaded it again there, so it's not like this is a crazy position, but again, for Alibaba, I like this trade. Let's now see if we can get even higher on this. So we'll hold this, 37 cents in the money there, $1.90 in the money on GameStop, $1 on Walmart, and Apple's actually been completely fine right now. So Apple continuously going to the upside. This is a banger day, and I hope you guys are having one as well. As crypto, Neil, 66,000. Actually, I got to check my crypto.
I meant to look at Doge for you guys because we have the quote on it, but I just haven't gotten to it.
That was Ramin that just sneezed there.
Yeah, bless you. Before we go to
It's all good. It's all good.
The only
Still
thing,
a little upset about that whole hair clip thing about
you still on that
stealing
hair
it from a
clip?
kid. But
Oh, good. Well, you shouldn't steal from children. First of all, that's bad.
Tell that to Ramin.
That's bad. I love Ramin. Ramin, you know I
No,
love
she
you.
didn't.
I'm
She
just
said she
saying.
got it on Etsy, I think.
On Etsy? People use
What did
Etsy
you say
still?
again? From your orchid. Yeah, I know what an orchid is. I have a
We know
wife.
what an orchid is. She got it from an orchid. We thought she said stole it from a kid. Trust me, I heard the same thing you heard.
Yeah, I actually heard orchid. I was just creating hopefully content, but I don't know if it went over that well.
Before we go
No
back
kids were
to,
harmed in the making of
Adara,
that content. That is correct today. Yet.
Nvidia back through 950, market back through pre-market lows, AMD back through VWAP. That's the only thing I'm back into because Google is still going higher and higher and higher. Let's go to Adara for the small cap recap. That's what it is.
IWM trying to form a little bit of a base here, slightly down in the day, more so than what we're seeing with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. But trying to find a little bit of strength here right now is the Russell 2000. A couple names to mention here, including Ascent Solar. This is ASTI. This one is a penny stock, announcing a collaboration with the University of Stuttgart for development and distributing some power generation technology. Next up here as well, we have MGNI. This one alongside Trade Desk and some of these other in-house ad-related companies. Moving off of yesterday's announcement that Netflix saying they're going to be looking for in-house ad technology by the end of 2025. And last but not least, we do have SBOW here up about 15%. Bloomberg reporting that Crescent Energy is in advanced talks to buy Silverbow, valuing the company at about $2.1 billion. That's noteworthy because Silverbow's current market cap is around $800 million, guys.
Okay, like Citron either just tweeted again or Big Patty Ice just tweeted about it or something, because we bought Alibaba. You know where we're long Alibaba, everybody? 83.66 right now. So that is another Dollar Club winner for everybody right there on Alibaba. Like, what exactly is even happening here today? I don't know. Boom. Apple. Okay. AMD. Yep. We'll take that all day. Alibaba, we just talked about it. GameStop has been chef's kiss. Shout out to Chef Joe. I mean, is this not chef's kiss? I mean, on AMC, on GameStop. And then Walmart. So we're having a good day, and it just keeps on getting better and better. And we said we would do it, so let's just do it right now because, I have some more content to discuss soon, so don't worry. There's more coming up. I don't want to get this wrong because I did delete it, so I got to actually now go into my all-mail file and find this because I had read it earlier, now I forgot it. Today's menu for Thursday, May the 16th. Not too bad, actually. We'll see. There won't be too many of these left over, which is fine by me. I just really hope it's egg salad or tuna on the salad today. But today's menu, because 2 days ago it was some kind of noodle dish, and then that wound up on our salad yesterday. So I don't think this will wind up on the salad, but today's is, and how appropriate, because we've had a couple chicken dinner winners today. Needless to say, as Alibaba is now $1.30 in the money, it's chicken pot pie with rice and vegetables. So I think we'll slap a good one on that one. That's a good one. People like the chicken pot pie around here. So there it is. It is chicken pot pie is what's for lunch. But what's for trading right now, we may just tweet this one out as well. I mean, Alibaba, there it goes, man. We're a couple percentage points now in the money on that. We broke that news for you right here live. It was the Citron tweet sending this one through the moon. There goes Alibaba. But it was a difficult trade. I'm not here to say this was easy because we were able to, that's Apple, sorry. Oh, by the way, Apple, we're long Big Patty Ice at 190 flat right now on that, as we'll take some more out on the upside. But here's the Alibaba trade. Not only did I hit it way too early, but then we're able to get it back in there and then give lots of opportunities to get long. I feel like if you're not long Alibaba there, that was a huge miss for that, because we got the story, it came through. There goes Alibaba to the upside. Not only was it a positive story, but it was also something, a stock that we knew we liked long. So it kind of just fell through right into our lap there. Alibaba, pretty
That's
much.
actually key.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as far as P&L goes, you know, we've got some decent trades here today, but Alibaba makes its way up the rung right now as well. The number one trade P&L-wise for me is actually going to be Apple, because we've had numerous reloads on very, very strong positions. So today is that day that I've been waiting for. So
Yeah,
here.
It's hard to complain. I got back into one position. Like I said, I can't get Google because, you know, there was no plan of action around that 174 top that I had. Everything I liked was like 70s and 71s and all that stuff, and Google's too strong. But AMD's giving you some dip buys off of VWAP. I was in it. It looked like it was breaking trend. When NVIDIA was, when NVIDIA was under 950 and it was breaking under, I'm getting
Every
out.
day.
Then we're jumping back in
I'm
at
here.
VWAP. Now we're up at the tops. Top, double top here on AMD. And the good part
What
about
else?
this, NVIDIA hasn't even gotten to the high just yet. So if we pull back, I'll get out,
Wow.
take the dollar profit, and then jump back on the bid as it continues to go and go and go. Like I said, fresh highs on Alphabet. I do not want to be a chaser in this move. This could be the first dip buy that I think I'm willing to take.
What are
We're not going to get to VWAP on this one. I do think we have to look back at like 173, 50s, or 60s. Be careful. I've stopped trading FFIE, but if it gets back under $1, I'm going to play that fail trade. And with Tesla starting to make another run at that high of the day, or sorry, the opening range high, the high of the day is 175. If we break out that top on Tesla, I do not want to sleep on Rivian taking out the top. Nice little false bottom, held the low, then a breakout. Trying to keep it specific here. I thought we'd be trading a little bit more AMC, but it's just been essentially 2 trades for me on that stock. You know, it's a little bit, like if someone said it was boring, yeah. I mean, we have a couple of good like bounce back trades, exactly how we wanted. Wick bottom, take the break back up. I missed this one, but then we got the next one at 5. But there's really nothing else happening on it. So you just got to back off and go where the getting is good. Elon says Palantir might be popping soon. We can have a look at Palantir. It's 10:30. We're kind of in, as you guys know, like chill mode. I don't know if we're going to get that Google, but we'll keep there on it. Palantir, inside day for Palantir is what I would say. I want this one breaking out. I want it at 21 or breaking out is the way I feel about Palantir. So that's the 21 level, and the breakouts out and about above 22. If it gets through that, I think there's some room to rally. On an up day, certainly possible. I have an order set for a break on Rivian right now, if that takes out a local high. So Palantir, I like it at 22, but I think I like Rivian a little bit better. Here goes AMD, another fresh high. We got to put the trail. It just hit 164. And remember the difference as we were mentioning in the morning? NVIDIA is at the all-time high. AMD is just nowhere near it. So it wasn't about valuation. It was about room to rally. And AMD just had a little bit more of it in our estimation.
All right. So, I mean, we still have all the same trades. So, what I wanted to show you, everybody, was something here. So this is funny. Here's last night. So go find me at Trader TV, Sean. We talked about being in chill mode right here. Look at this. So here I am at the coaches meeting. So here's umpire. Yo, what's up, my guy right there? Sorry about the yell for my guy right there. Here's my daughter at the coaches meeting. Like, my wife is sitting there. She's like, dude, you guys are both doing whatever the heck we're doing. I mean, you want to talk about freedom and wealth? So, like, thanks to Neil for doing the recap show, but guess what? Cracking that whip again today. We leave here and go straight to this, and then we don't get home till 9 o'clock, and then we put the kids to bed, and then we chill out, and then we wake up, we come right in here immediately, and we do it all over again. This is why. And then she's up this morning, by the way, at 5:25. to be on the ice. She's insane. So my wife, bless both them. But anyways, I thought that was pretty cute. So go find that on. Oh, did High Park respond to that? No, not yet. High Park Little League. So there it is. Legit. Like, look at the catcher's equipment on this thing here. She's even got those little pads in the back there for some support.
You got to be comfortable back
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just, I didn't even realize that she was there, to be honest with you. Because normally if I bring up a kid, I bring up another kid, not my own kid. But we're a home team.
Well, the catcher, a lot of times, the catcher or the captain, one of the two.
Yeah, but so anyways, normally it's for rep games. They don't normally come out for house league, but she's a rep player too. So anyways, there it is right there. Yo, Brendan, you good here? Was Brendan good here? Right there. Shout out to everybody taking
He has the same look in the.
And by the way, here's the walk-in talks. You can go find all of them too on here on Instagram if and when it loads. Ooh, this is when it was 13 weeks ago. Okay, so they're all there. Anyways, as we go. But yeah, we're just kind of just delaying here because you know what? The more and more I look at these stocks, the higher they're going. So we like that. All right, let's go back over and talk a little bit about something that's also singing these days. Is crypto.
Interesting crypto-related story here coming out of the CME, which is the futures exchange. Financial Times reporting that some sources are saying CME is talking to some Bitcoin traders and looking to launch Bitcoin trading through the futures exchange. So nice look here if you are a futures trader and somebody's into Bitcoin. We also have as well here BTC itself. Nice pop yesterday, a nice volume. Today falling down a little bit here, just barely below that 66,000 level. So a nice recovery for BTC after a bit of chop and turn around that 61,000, 63,000 level for quite a few days. Right now, Bitcoin up 2.5%. Like I said, just below that 66,000. Ethereum here just below that 3,000 level, slightly down in the day here. A little bit of mix for the rest of these crypto names, but Solana very strong, up 5.3%. Ripple up almost 1%. Shiba Inu and Cardano both up about 1 2/3%. So a lot of nice looks here, guys.
I kept promising I would pull up Dogecoin, but I was looking for a break of the high on Doge, and well, that's not going to happen. So we'll stick a fork in that one temporarily. It's down at 15, it looks like, and trending a little bit down. So I guess not everything is going up today. A little surprising. I thought, like, why wouldn't crypto be doing a little bit better when the market's going higher? Obviously, Bitcoin's doing fine at 66. I mean, look, I know Doge is something different, but I just trailed out of AMD there. And again, everyone's style's gonna be different. I tend to be station to station. We break out 164. So, I'm gonna trail that one. Any second now, FFI is gonna break the high. Thank you for the super chat there, Jay.
I just want to interrupt you just quickly because you probably heard that as well. Bear Cave out with something on AMC. So again, I don't know much about this. I'm going to go short here on AMC. I'm still going to hold on to the GME. Normally, if I'm in one, I would get out of the other one. But I'm just going to play AMC because it could be specific to AMC. I don't know enough about it. Just hearing that there is, here it is, watching AMC Entertainment, the Bear Cave. We have Twitter open, we have TweetDeck open, we have all this stuff. So just hearing that Bear Cave has a note out on AMC right now. So that's all. I don't know. You guys do your own research. Like I haven't read it. I mean, it just dropped. So yeah. So that's what that is right now on AMC.
I find like if you're day trading, you're never gonna read the whole report. I just usually, if it's like a really, really established company, if I hear fraud as a key word or something like that, and some real accounting investigations, usually I care about it.
Here we go.
There is a bit of a different story. So look, I had the breakout trade in FFIE. It's a triple top of sorts at $1.16. I kind of threw it in the chat. I'm like, it's going to go. So we took out on the scalp trade into 125 because dollar is key, 125 is key, 150 is key. Like you're just at this point when you have even dollar breaks and nonsense. Like there's no levels to like 180.
We're having a day here.
Like, that's all you can do. So I don't think it's getting to 180 necessarily. So scalp it. We take out all but 20% on that first move. We'll have a break-even stop, and now we're just going to let it ride. Google left without everybody today, Brad. And I'm glad it's going. I liked it. I guess I didn't love it. And I think it's, I'll stop to fail on myself. There was chances to get into Alphabet today. And I always said, there's no chance to buy a dip in Alphabet. I just mean I didn't get the dip in Alphabet, that's all. There were chances to get it today, let's be real. But I'm not going to complain because it's been a good day. Hopefully someone's got that long. Let's go to Adair.
You want a little bit more of a sense of what was in that AMC report from Bear Cave? Took a quick look here. It is under a paywall, but I read the first little bit. We do basically have the Bear Cave saying that AMC is the worst positioned of the meme stocks and believe it is a dead company walking, to quote them. So pretty scathing report here for the Bear Cave with regards to AMC. Generally, though, not still continuing the downward trend, but if I see anything else here, I'll let you guys know.
All right. I mean, look, I think that most of us would probably
been
agree
said
with
before.
that. You know, we've talked about AMC, how they've really diluted shareholders, and whether or not they're in a bad position as far as their business model. I mean, we've talked about that before. You know, how many of us know sort of the last time we've been at theaters? I mean, I take the kids. We like to go. They did have a big weekend there with Planet of the Apes. I feel like that story is pushed down the road a little bit too much. I really think that movies and theaters are still a thing, but I just, maybe in valuation-wise, and again, good report, thanks for that, Adara, potentially AMC, just because of where we were, like we were $2, $3, like, I don't know, I could really see this name being back into that area. Like, whether or not it holds $3, I don't know, but, you know, that's part of it, and, you know, these guys got to put out reports, right? They got to get people to pay for them. And it's just like the SEC, like, oh, everything's going so good, and then all of a sudden, it's like they're investigating, right? Like,
Well, it's their
oh,
business
let's
model.
Yeah, exactly. It's the business model. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, someone's got to get paid, so they got to investigate Meta and talk about like, oh, they're showing bad things to kids or whatever that thing was for Europe today, right? So I'm not going to slander them. I don't know what the story was, but at the same time, you just got to be careful of what you're reading and what's out there because these stories exist, right? So AMC, it's probably nothing new or anything like that, but I'm going to go short based on that story, but still hold on to GameStop because I still believe that this goes higher. We've already taken a good piece out. And he dips down into 32. Potential reload. Let's see what happens here with AMC. The story kind of changes everything a little bit. So we'll just wait on that. Alibaba is pulling back a little bit, but we only have 10% left. Less than 10% left of Alibaba, actually. So that's kind of a nothing burger for us. Walmart, GME, Baba, Apple, all light. AMC, my heaviest position now.
Yeah, you'll see I'm only into FFIE, and I've got a trail on that one. We might get VWAP one more time. It's entirely possible on AMD. If we don't have another pullback into VWAP on AMD, it'll be like the 163 level I'll look for the dip by. As long as the trend is going up, then that's where I want to, that's where we're looking for a dip. And again, it comes down to that level. I want to see somebody bidding it. If we're just falling like a brick, falling like through a brick wall or something like that and the market's tanking, then I'm not just going to sit on the bid. Not at 1040. You've already made like the early morning money and you want to be a little more patient. Dips to VWAP at this time of day are a little bit different. Like I want to see it bounce, maybe even consolidate off a key level. Speaking of that, I know I keep coming back over to it, but 174 would be the spot. I'd look for a similar thing on Google. AMC, as you mentioned there with the story, I mean, the $5 level is right at VWAP. I paid for locates as well, and I'm just feeling like it's not going anywhere. And if it's not going up, and every time I've had the turn, like it's been a scalp for 10 cents. So if it's not going to go up with any gusto, then I like the short into VWAP on this. I know everyone wants to go upside, but sometimes you've got to play the direction. And it doesn't look very strong today, sorry to say. It is SSR, though, but that's about it.
All right. Yeah, we're getting ready to walk. Yeah, Derek came out with, that Boeing news. Testing technologies to improve recycling.
Huh?
To improve recycling. Yeah, that is right. Derek's like, yep, that's right. Okay, so let's have a quick look here on Boeing. So again, nice move. Wow, up 3%. All right. Probably recycling parts would be my guess there, but you don't want to be in a plane that has recycled parts. Okay, so we're going to go to Adara.
That was my first reaction.
We got another sort of story adjacent to Boeing a little bit later. So basically, there are some reports that United Airlines is going to look to add new plans and routes after the FAA stopped its operational freeze. So that's tangentially related to Boeing. Other than that, though, there is that news that they're looking to increase their recycling. But that was the main thing here was that, or not the main thing, but the thing that came out later that's tangentially related is this United Airlines report that they might be looking to add new plans and routes after that FAA stopped or eased its operational freeze.
In a way that is different from or not directly connected with something that you were talking about or doing before. tangentially. There you go. I mean, I read a lot, and I'm like, let me just check that one. Like in context, obviously it's easy because Adara is smart like that. She'll make sure she uses it in context so we know what's going on. But the word of the day, tangentially there. No breakout on Rivian just yet. Playing the patience game. Boeing is pulling back. I think Boeing could be a bit of a VWAP play as well off of 181. Heck, man. It's been a super strong name. My daily chart's kind of jacked, but look at this top. Have you shown the 15-minute? Before we go to Adara, this is the 15-minute on Boeing. Can we quickly go to the 15-minute chart? Is it cool? Can we? Thank you. Triple top on Boeing. And look at this break, 182. So if it dips back in, this 182 level, which just broke out and failed recently, sets up right here, and then VWAP 81. If it takes out 84, I think it's a triple top breakout. So I'm going to look for longs in Boeing back into VWAP here. Now we can go to Adara Sector Watch. Thanks. It looks like a
Kind of a mixed picture here for the different sectors. Definitely some weakness to talk about here in producer manufacturing, led, of course, by Deere after its earnings. A little bit of weakness in consumer services as well, though Disney making a nice pop to the upside after some weakness yesterday. Communications strong, energy minerals a bit mixed, retail technology pretty strong. A lot of weakness in finance, but it is worth noting BRKB pretty strong here, and Chubb also related here to the BRKB news. Berkshire Hathaway saying that that is the secret, that the stock they were quote unquote secretly investing in has been revealed to be Chubb. Taking a stake in that company is revealed through their 13F filing, so nice look there. But also worth noting here, a lot of strength in consumer non-durables and retail trade. Walmart, of course, leading retail trade to the upside on its earnings, but we do have Home Depot a little bit lower after earnings earlier this week, and Lowe's to the downside. Lowe's reports next week, so still definitely retail earnings here on watch on the horizon. Also, semiconductors a bit mixed here in in the electronic technology sector, guys.
I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.
Exactly.
That's right. We do pity that fool. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you like the show. Like the show. It takes 2 seconds out of your day, everybody. I gotta shoot a new one for sure there. Look, we gotta get a new one in there. I want to get something for everybody out there. But are we gonna get into this? Let's get it started. Once again, we gotta go over what's happening in these meme stocks. And the reality is a little bit less volatility today and a big time pullback on both GME and AMC has people asking the question, is this over? Is the rally done? Was that all that there is to see? And obviously AMC's been weighed down by a little bit of a debt restructure, debt to equity swap there. They completed a $250 million stock sale. They're down 10% to GameStop's 15. You're almost back to levels that they were at a couple of days ago when we were just starting this rally. So not all moves or squeezes are going to be alike, but it does feel like, at least today, Sean, some of the air coming out of the sales. When the bounces have been there, they're good. They're not great. Is this over already?
It could be. I mean, I want to go here. What sort of sparked all of this, right? So here we go. Look at all of these posts by Roaring Kitty. I mean, it just goes on and on. TikTok, movies, CNBC posts. These are all just an hour, a day ago, hours ago. All of these posts, right? Trying to get rally. It's going. You go all the way back. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. And then even today, right? This is 28 minutes ago. Kill Bill? So look, do I think this rally still has legs? Yes, I do. All right? But it's definitely dying down with a lot of these sort of memes that are being posted out there right now. Look at GameStop. We've been buying this dip here, and it really hasn't continued forward, right? So it's had a nice couple of days. I don't really know what Roaring Kitty is trying to do with a lot of these posts, but for right now, it's kind of just holding things steady. I thought with all the movies, we could get AMC going. Now today, we just got a Bear Cave report. That could send this name to the downside. I've written down here on the sticky note longs. I still really like the longs in this space. There's no doubt about that. I think that there's been some, pent up sort of bad feelings about this over the last couple days. But as we start to settle down, I feel like we're coming into some decent levels here, in and around $30, $32 where we bought some of these dips. But again, play the momentum to the upside. You can make a lot of money trading these intraday and not waiting for this YOLO, because what's next? Like, we got to figure out what is the next thing that rallies these stocks. We've seen maybe Elon has to come out with something. Crypto's trying to move around again. If crypto can hold some of these highs, I could see some of these meme stocks continuously rallying, as well as funds come maybe out of crypto and then into the option game for some of these big names like AMC and GameStop.
Yeah, and worth pointing out, you're going to get all the same headlines that you saw the last time through, right? So on any kind of a down move, you just have one up here, GameStop, AMC tumble as meme stock rally fizzles after just 2 days. I just want to point something out. Look, obviously, the idea that the same thing is going to happen is a bit far-fetched, because anybody caught in shorts kind of saw what happened last time. It'll be a little bit different this time. People that would have been holding forever are going to be smarter about taking their profits. All these things can put pressure on it. But if you do look at the mechanics of how it happened on a weekly, 1, 2, 3 three up weeks, with the third one being the biggest, and then a big pullback, and then a second move, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then a pullback, and then the next big move up, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then a pullback. So what you essentially have here currently on GameStop is 1, 2, 3, with the third week being the biggest, and then a pullback. And if it were to follow the exact same pattern as before, then you are waiting a little bit for the next rally, if in fact it is in that dip mode. I'm just talking about if it follows the exact same pattern as before, which is never a guarantee. But if you want to talk about like what is next, you know, NVIDIA reports next week, on the 22nd. SMCI just goes absolutely nuts here. And if you start talking about catalysts coming up, every single day you can look at Wall Street Bets, and NVIDIA, SMCI are always going to be in the top 5 symbols. They haven't gone anywhere, and that's been true for quite some time. And you know, there's all the reasons why semi's going to be big, AI and all that good stuff. So they list a couple of names that they're looking at. And one of them happens to be a bit of a squeeze name in the play. But at the end of the day, I think you go right back to the well while these calm down. You start thinking about the big moves happening in your NVIDIAs and your SMCIs, and that's where everyone's attention is going to be for a week or two. They just had a massive rally, and then they report next week. So, you know, maybe if we're taking a break and it follows the pattern from before, a couple of weeks, then a big third, and then you pull back, well, good timing, because we got semis coming up.
I'll give you one more play that I think you can look at. You can look at Tesla, I think. I think Tesla trying to be above the 50-period moving average could be another one. This can be meme-type trading as we get back up to the upside. I like Tesla. I think there's a lot of opportunity with this name as well. But hey, for analysis, for continuous trading, man, we're trading these names every single day. We're trading the BlackBerries of the world, the GME, the AMC. Make sure you do hit that like, subscribe. This is at Trader TV Live. We're broadcasting all day. You get a move in the middle of the day, you watch us. You get a move in the pre-market, we're on at 8:30. The recap show starts at 4 o'clock as well. We're all over the place. It's Trader TV Live. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's meme crazy. Will it stop? I don't think so. All right, let's get back over to this. So right now, as we talk about that, we are getting a little bit of a pushback down now in GME as it's falling a little bit by the wayside here, coming back into 32.50. So again, you know, it's funny because we talked about that sort of report there coming through on everyone's friend AMC, and that didn't really go down, although we've made money on it because we've been short. But at the same time, it's not moving anywhere sort of what I thought it would. So right now, AMC kind of just hovering. We've been getting some pieces out. We're pretty happy with it. It's been a good day trade for us so far, but we're getting lighter and lighter on this one, as I don't necessarily want to be holding all day on this for sure. I'd rather be long on all of these names. So Apple, nice pullback. Again, we're light on everything, but still need to make a little bit of money here as we're looking for a pullback in now on Apple, maybe reloading that 190. We've just been holding pieces. So as a lot of this comes down, it's not that we're doing it frivolously or anything. We're holding these pieces. I want to see if we can continue this extension. Often here, I've made not mistakes, but I've gotten out and looked back at the end of the day and been like, wow, that was a mistake. And it's just like Alibaba, like look how much this name wants to go. It is continuously going higher here. We have 83.66 right now. This is $2.30 in the money on a report given to you live right here. Like I said, oh, Alibaba, Citron, punch long. And not only did we punch long, this went against me 30 cents. You know, but again, I don't know why I don't have this Sean fit in. Maybe it's better if Adara keeps saying it. But, you know, it's about getting involved in something that you believe in and sticking with it. Look at Alibaba now, 86. Now we have a small piece, so I got to work on my own things here of trying to hold something a little bit longer. But this is a huge net trade today, and needless to say, we have 0 red names. We've got Apple with a huge piece. We've got AMC, which has done nicely. AMD is only $4 in the money off that 160 call. So that's all right. We've got Alibaba. We just talked about it. We've got GameStop. Cannot go red on this name, obviously. And Walmart with the beauty that started it all at 931. So good day, yes. Could it be better? Yes. Will it get better? Yes.
Always.
So right now it is going to be a hugely trophy day, but that trophy can turn into disaster if you make wrong moves. So make sure you have your stop orders out there. Make sure you do everything you want. And I know this is not what you mean, Ramin, but you just said money, money, money a bunch of times in the ear. So that's why we do this. You don't day trade just for fun. You day trade to make a living and to make some money. So on that note, let's go back over to the desk with Adara for Money Talks.
Bit of a pop-up for the DXY here, bouncing off that 104.05, 104.10 area a little bit here. Area that we did see a little bit as some previous resistance and support going back into early 2024, late 2023. So this could be an interesting area for the DXY to bounce off, especially after quite a few days of weakness here. We did get those initial jobless claims. Those are the main numbers we got today. Bit stronger than expected, 200 or a bit more initial jobless claims than expected. 222,000 versus 219,000 expected, but still slightly below that prior number of 232. We also did get some comments from Feds Barkin saying that he believes inflation is coming down and will take more time. And I found this one pretty interesting as well. Feds Barkin saying that the inflation story is longer term than what we're seeing in the market. So we've talked a lot about how these market reactions aren't always necessarily going to be what we expect from these inflation numbers. And Feds Barkin saying that that doesn't really matter. The inflation story is going to occur over a longer period of time. We also do have comments from Feds Mester and Bostic coming in the rest of the day. Tomorrow, not a lot of data here, but another round of Fed speakers. Kashkari, Waller, and Daly speaking on Friday. So keep an eye out for more Fed speak, guys.
We always tag, thank you, Adara, we always tag Real Trading. And I want to give a big shout out to our #1 sponsor, Real Trading, because this is exactly, if you're trading on a prop floor or anything like that, all of these trades that I have here today are all simple and easy, well documented. I feel like talked about well. So I'm just, today, if anything, might be one of the best days for me in my trading history, just because everything has been exactly what we had thought about. The trading has worked out for us. We've been having some success with the meme, obviously. We've been having success with earnings. We've been having success with news. I mean, part of my feels is honestly because of what Baba's doing. And then we got another play there off the open as well with AMD, where I just said we've been long AMD. I mean, remember today when I held up about these 400 sticky notes that are right here? And I said that we were going long on AMD because of how strongly we've felt about this sector over the last little while. Well, I mean, there it is, and it worked out, honestly, the best. Obviously, getting out there at 162.50 for $2.50, now that it's $4.50 in the money, seems like a mistake, but at the same time, we just look down and we say, doesn't look like we're making too many mistakes today. So we're gonna stick with that, trade your book, trade what you do best. And it feels like right now, and this is why I'm saying that it feels like a really good day, is because despite what we always say, figure out what you're good at, figure out what you do best. Today we've traded like basically 5 different styles and they've all worked. So, I mean, look at Alibaba right now. I mean, still going. Things working out well today. These days don't happen too often, so definitely worth celebrating with only 7 minutes left. Chicken pot pie for lunch, healthy salad for this guy, and to the old man to my right.
Yeah, well, sometimes
Sharif.
I love the salad. No, come on, man. The Sharif, look, man, the salad's delicious. You're gonna see it's a bit of a different day, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I've done more getting in and getting out of positions, but yesterday was a rough day. It was a red day. We make it back today, so we kept it in the pocket yesterday. And at the end of the day, you know, AMD gave you some opportunities, but I want to, before we get to that and get out of here, I just want to shout out Vinu in the chat here for the super chat. We appreciate you. We'll like that super chat. You're watching less and less of CNBC. You know, everything has its place. When I was younger, I remember watching Kudlow and Kramer, and I was kind of like a higher brow, like long-term investing about the markets and economics and all that stuff, and it was entertaining, but it really had nothing to do with what was active, and that's what we're here doing. Now, I had one. I'm not even calling it a misstep in AMD, but I did have the one reload off of VWAP that didn't hit, and we stopped it out. We jumped back into it off of VWAP, and now it's starting to break out those highs. So I didn't get back in. I thought if it wasn't VWAP, it would be this 163, and I might have missed that little curl. But at this time of day, I want to be patient with any dip buys that we do or don't get. And the next thing I think could be, I was just out of FFIE. We had the breakout trade there. It went to 125. It came back underneath. I took out the last that we were holding for a push. But now you're starting to see some weakness in this. If it can't hold the original halt price at 16, if you're starting to think about where this could pull back to, if it gets back underneath $1, like this is day 3 essentially for FFIE, and the stock was like 5 cents before this. So suffice to say, it's a gigantic short float. But if it loses this halt level and then loses $1, it's underneath VWAP, and I'd be looking back into the short one more time on that name. That's what it's all about. And again, it's just about finding your style, finding your levels. I am still looking for that AMC short. It was just in and outs for me. I said I was going to play off of bounces on AMC early on, so it got the wick bottom. We punched into a long, scalped out. We did it one more time, and now all of a sudden it's not even getting to 5 for any strength. So it looks weak. I want a short VWAP. It can't even get to VWAP just yet. And Rivian, yes, Cass. We had mentioned Rivian for the break. And not the break of today's high, the break of yesterday's morning range, I guess, resistance at 1040. So we break that. We're going long into Rivian, give it back into that previous level, which is like about 1030, 1032. So Rivian's going to break any second now. I think we're going to go higher. Google is the missed opportunity of the day for me. There's no question about it, because I was looking dip buy, and as everybody can tell, Google does not care what anybody wants today. Google wants no part of VWAP. But lunchtime, I think you can get patient. You know, the market's going to continue to rally, it looks like here, so we can try to find Google somewhere else. Like I said, 174 I'm looking for, and maybe we just take a 175 break as well on Alphabet. That's another play we could be doing. My eyeballs are also over here on FFIE. If it loses the halt level, it's either a $1 bounce or this thing could go bust. The halt level was $1.16. So if it can hold on to that, great. I think it has a chance for another double top break, but if it doesn't, I'm looking for that pullback into the 1 even, which just so happens to be VWAP as well.
All right, with only a couple more minutes left, guys, we just took some more out on Apple. We're underneath VWAP. I mean, we don't have too many trades today, to be honest with you. We have about 70 fills in general, which is pretty good. You know, most of the fills coming. Let me just find out what stock most of them are on right now. It's actually pretty even. 23 fills on Apple. Which is pretty good. I mean, not the end of the world. Very few fills on AMD because we took it and then we traded it pretty good, man. We really held a decent amount for that level, although it's now 165, so it's going to look a little silly for that, but we've talked about that. So that's going, and then Walmart, few fills on Walmart as well. Feel really strongly about this as we hold this a little bit. Strongly about the trade. I mean, we're pretty much out of all of these trades right now, but it's really Alibaba that's really booming to the upside here again. We'll wait. If we break back down below 86, let's get out of that. Do you know where my stop is on this? I mean, 83.47. So 83.47 stop. So we have a 20-cent stop for a $3 winner. So 15 to 1, I don't know. They say never do math live on air. That's probably wrong. But there it is right there, 86 right there. That's why I don't do that whole ratio thing. I don't really, like, I'm just looking now at that just to show you guys that when you do have levels, this is a news play, but I just used 83.50 when I went long. So Now my stop is 83, like I'm long 83.66, but I wasn't before. So right now that's something that we're looking at with Alibaba. Nice move down, upside for that. Possibly getting out if we break back down below 86. AMC's having a little bit of a move down. Again, it's going to be good for me because I'm short, but this was on that bear cave report, and it looks like GameStop also breaking lower. We're going to make a lot of money on GameStop today, and then we're also going to wait out for AMC to make a move downside as well. So far so good here, but I mean,
2 for 2 news plays, and you know what? If not for the news play on AMC, there really hasn't been that much on that stock outside of that one report down.
but you're back into the lows that we like,
It is.
480.
Well, that is also true. But I want to get to this. And look, Kenneth, I'm sorry we missed that super chat. You know, obviously sometimes you get a little bit busy, and we got V News, we didn't get yours. 10 super chat on VST. So before we get out of here, I'm going to go over it for you because I think you did find a good one.
I bought more GameStop.
Look, anytime the resistance turns into support, there is a double bottom support on the 15. There is a double top, and you see it bounce twice. Like I'm making a couple of assumptions
tanking.
here that you have something along here. Whoa, GameStop's tanking.
Yeah, GameStop just broke the bottom.
Look,
there.
I like your look there, Kenneth. I think you found a good one, that 95 level.
Here
on
we
that
go.
VST.
It's spinning around right now. Let's go. Let's get to the downside AMC. We are starting to break a little bit lower there right now. And again, we tried GME. You heard me say I bought more GME right there at 31, but there, so 32, sorry. And then there's the break lower, 31.60 out. Now we're starting to get low. What's up, Randy? As we go. So,
Whoa, what's
I don't know if this is the Apple bottom for AMC or not, but we've already talked about 460 as a possible area for concern. So, Randy, we're short right there at 5 as this starts to come back into the downside. Randy, we're 6 for 6 today. There it is. Thank you so much for that. As we get ready to rock and roll, it is, however, 11:01, and we're having a hell of a lot of fun. You're about to have a lot more fun with our flagship show. It is the midday show. It is right now. It is Sharif. It is Adara, and it's about to get real. Let's go.
Bang, bang, bang. Thank you, Katina Man. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as that midday show. The person that you can't see to my left is that girl, Adara. And what are you doing, Rammer? Welcome, guys. All right, we already have some OGs already there in the chat. We got Alex Enzo, baby. We got Darwin. We got Fat Figa. We got Off Grid. We got Alex Enzo, as well as Market Sniper. So we're waiting for some more people to head on over from the other stream, and then we'll
HyperOptic Broadband helps you break free from unclear pricing. Smash! Overpriced service.
win. We got Fat Figa. We got Off Grid. We got Alex Enzo, as well as Market Sniper. So we're waiting for some more people to head on over from the other stream, and then we'll get started with some of these here trades. I don't have any trades quite yet. Jack CW, let's go to you too, sir. There we go. Rivian Millionaire, Easy Trader, Matthew Booth, Cohen Clock and Tax. I like that. We got Why Not? We got Balanambi, as well as Ronaldo, Big Bob Dub, the Piper Pillsbury, Hamster One. Now it's starting to move too quick for me to catch. James Murray. We got Ken Wicken, Travel Buddy, as well as Mr. Love Shack and T Money. Welcome to everybody, as well as Bob Ross is in the chat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get our art on. Yeah, there we go. Well, they actually have the picture of actual Bob Ross there, so I think they're trying to do things. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this fine Thursday morning?
I cannot complain. Everything be looking good. Apple's up. And I'm looking here at Google, I'll tell you the truth. So let's get to that right away, because Goggles is doing things. 1.44% to the upside, and it looks like it's uninterrupted. And as you'll see, it hasn't touched the 10 period not once. So to me, you know, this one is, I don't want to call it parabolic, but it's awfully buy program-esque, where, you know, there's really no break in the move up. So we'll keep eyes on Google. It just broke through 175 HOD right now, 175.06 on this name, with a good amount of volume. No specific catalyst that I can see, but let me tell you, the videos from the Google I/O event are making the rounds online. They came to this guy's favorite social media platform yesterday on TikTok, and I was telling Brendo all about it. So many different things that are coming out of this event. I'll tell you guys about that as the show goes on. But that's one name I'm definitely keeping an eye on. GOOGL, awfully strong on the day, as well as NVDA. Look at these double bottoms off yesterday's close through 946. Adara was trying to get into this one. She'll tell you about it in a second. But she had an excellent level off that 950 area at the volume weighted average price. And look at that. It's already knocking on the door of 956. Keep your eye on that 958 and a fifth. That is the HOD on the day. Adara.
Yeah, I will say I'm proud of myself for not chasing NVIDIA, but I do want to talk about it, and thank you, Sharif, for reminding me, because I was kind of trying to block that trend. No, okay, we didn't even take it. But I really liked it off 951, which was that VWAP bounce, right? So try to get involved in 951s. At this point, it's bounced a couple times. We're at like 951.30, so it is like I could reasonably get this fill, right? And then NVIDIA's like, no, I'd rather not. Like, okay, that's fine. Then we come and we start to see higher lows. We start to see support at 952. I said, okay, NVIDIA, I can play that game. I don't want to chase you, but I have no problem moving on my entry by like $1, right? Because it's NVIDIA. I'm trying to scalp a bit. I'm like cool with that. And NVIDIA's like, oh, so joke's on you. I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, guy, tell me what you want to do, NVIDIA. I'm going to be watching. I have no plays on this yet. I want to see what we do around VWAP. I think there's probably something. I know what levels I like, but I just don't have any, reason to get involved right now. I want to talk about IWM, though, because I'm very proud of this trade. So I open this chart. Well, I have it on my side chart, right? And I see, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. We had that little resistance there earlier that we're now forming a support around 208.80s. And then I realized, hey, you know where this little level is we're building around right now? That's right, that 208.90 area I was obsessed with yesterday. I'm like, if that was a crazy level yesterday, I think it can get popping today. We might reject here, that's fine. I'll get out if we break below 208.70s, but I think the opportunity for a flat top break, especially given how much of a level this was yesterday, to me, outweighs any concerns I have about this breaking down. I like this look, I love this look. This is something I absolutely want to get involved in. Also, definitely hit up our poll. Find out what you're here for, because we want to know what our audience is into. Thank you guys so much. We also want to super chat Willis Addison, $2. Penny Poppers, entry G-Wave, 8 cents. FFIE, 32 cents. Risky, money bag emoji, or caution emoji, money bag emoji. Let's take a look at FFIE for you. And also GWAV. I saw that GWAV. That was a nice look. Yeah, FFIE, I mean, if you got in at 32 cents, congrats to you. That's a nice look. Continuing to bounce off that 90 EMA. We made a slightly lower high here, though, in the 5, so we're going to have to keep an eye on FFIE. Volume is just a cool 500 million shares, so not too crazy, you know, pretty low key. No, I'm joking. That's insane. But yeah, shout out to you, Willis Addison. Let's take a look at GWAV as well. Yeah, okay, this is an even nicer look. Continuing to make, or at least on the 5 minute, continuing to make higher highs. Volume even somehow better than FFIE, question mark. 765 million shares in volume, so that's a great look. Continue to bounce off the 90 MA. I liked, we had that nice pop-off open. I brought this on the big desk. I think that's a really nice look. IWM, trying to hold on to 208.80s. Hopefully it does, because I'm planning on scalping this bad boy out.
All right, I saw Neil throw this in the chat. You guys probably already have advanced notice of this, but AMD is an absolute rocket ship on the day. What is going on here? Knocking on the door of that $166 level. Hi, Neil. How's that apple, buddy? I don't know why they're doing that to him, but Ram's just trolling him. She didn't mean to. Yeah, no, guys, we're at high day right now on AMD. We're about to break through $166, 165.96. I mean, there was no huge catalyst for this, but there was this headline here. AMD replaces NVIDIA on Wolf's top stock list. Okay, so that's a bit of a statement there. So we'll continue to see what happens in the future, but obviously AMD having a much better day than NVIDIA today. NVIDIA up 0.84. AMD knocking the door of that 4%. We'll keep eyes on it. It's done a plethora of shares. 27 million, just a little bit less than that shares done on the day. So we'll look for something here on AMD. But here I can already tell you how my trade will, as of this moment, be structured on it. I'm going to look for a 10-period retracement. And if it doesn't hold at the 10 period, I'll definitely be looking to add at set 20 period. This is absolutely trending. The dips have come into the 10 period. Initially, we had a nice little dip here at 10.15, the deepest of the dips, you could say, that went to the 50, broke VWAP, broke the 10, broke the 20, but held up at that 50, and we haven't looked back since. It's been one big move after another. 166 now has come and gone. There it goes, printing new high of days as I talk. Great day today for AMD, now over 4% up on the day, and I'm seeing some fist bumps there, so we'll get more information as we go on, but we do have an ad read in about a minute, so I'm just going to talk until that time
Nice.
comes. Yeah. Here's Tesla as well. So we're getting that Christmas tree, upside down Christmas tree retracement. So Tesla looked weak off the bell there, 174.25. We were dancing out. All the way down to 170.150, and now we're breaking high of days, 175.20 HOD. So keep your eyes on our friend Elon and his Tesla Cybertruck. Guys, we are brought to you by Blue Chew. Guys, remember the good old days when you were always ready to go? Well, those days don't have to be over. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in a convenient, chewable tablet and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and you'll receive your prescription discreetly delivered to your door within days. No awkward doctor visits, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the good old USA and shipped directly to you. And we've got a special deal for you. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code TRADERTV at the checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. So visit BlueChew.com and use that promo code TRADERTV for that special deal. Shout out to the good folks there at Blue Chew Adara.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Blue Chew. Also, yeah, still have a third of this position in, but I did accidentally fat finger some of it out. I wanted to put 209.04s. Instead, I put 208.04s, and IWM's like, cool, we'll just let you out here, which I'm fine with. It's about 5 pennies away from what I wanted. 2/3 of this position out. Really proud that I went at this with a few more shares because it was a setup I really liked, and I had really tight risk on it. I wanted to risk like 10 pennies, and so far we are about like 15 pennies, 60 pennies in the money. I want to see this break above 209. I don't know if we'll get it. For me, the big white whale here on this trade, like the area I would really love if we got to, is going to be that 209.20. That was an area a bit yesterday. That's a little bit of a support area earlier. If we don't get it, I'll just get out around 90s. I have no problem with that. But I want to see us bounce off 90s here. But I also want to see this lesson of the day.
All right, guys, we are talking about moving average crossovers all week long. Today, we're going to get a little bit more specific with the technique. We're going to talk about managing false signals and risk when using crossovers. I hate those false signals. Who doesn't, right? All right, traders, welcome aboard. Moving average crossovers are powerful trend identifiers, but even the sharpest tools can generate false signals. Today, we'll learn how to navigate these false positives, so to speak, and manage risk effectively. So let's get right to it. So why signals can be wrong? I'm sure everyone's got their theory about this. We're going to talk about it more from a structured perspective. So imagine a perfect golden crossover where the 50 crosses above the 200. You enter a trade long, but the price plummets instead. What happened? Here are some reasons for the false signal. First one, market volatility. We talked a little bit about this one earlier this week. Erratic price swings can trigger crossovers that don't reflect the true trend shift, right? Prices might reverse quickly, leaving you holding a losing position. Now, market volatility is not, the same throughout the day. So if that is something that you want to avoid, you may want to avoid trading at the open and at the close and look for a more stable time of day. That is if market volatility is your Achilles heel. If you don't have another confirmation technique to help you with this crossover false signal, then maybe stay away from the open and the close. But there's also random noise that comes in at any time of the day, right? Short-term price fluctuations can cause what they call noise in moving averages, leading to misleading crossovers, especially with the shorter term moving averages like the 10 and the 20, etc. Okay? So how do you protect your capital? Because that's, that should be priority number one, even before making money, because if you don't have capital, you can't make money. So how do you navigate these false signals? Here are some essential risk management techniques. First and foremost, you got to employ stop loss orders, right, in one form or another. They don't have to be hard stops. They don't have to be resting stops. They could be mental, but you got to stick to them, right? You can't just, willy-nilly choose when to use your stop and when not to. So your first line of defense, place your stop loss orders below your entry point for trades, for long trades, and above your entry for short trades. These, if you don't know, automatically exit your position if the price moves against you, limiting your potential losses. Pretty basic stuff. But position sizing here equally as important, right? Don't go all in on a single trade. Allocate whatever fixed percentage of your total portfolio to any one trade. Some people use a 1 to 2% rule. Others use higher or maybe even less. This way, even a losing trade based on a false signal won't devastate your account. If you don't have an account with which to trade, you can't trade, okay? Confirmation signals as well, super important here. We got into these bad boys yesterday, so if you want more deets on confirmation signals with moving average, just go back into yesterday's lesson and have a quick watch there. So confirmation strategies, as discussed yesterday, combining crossovers with confirmation for momentum indicators like RSI and stochastics or price action with volume helps filter out weak signals and identify the stronger trends with a bit lower risk there. So risk management, we talked about how to protect your capital. Obviously, some of the stuff we already talked about is risk management, but let's talk about even more detailed risk management. Here are some additional tips. Volatility filters. We haven't talked about this one before. So consider using average true range, ATR for short, or other volatility measures to avoid entering trades during excessively volatile periods where false signals are more likely. Here's what I mean by that. You pull up, let's say Apple, okay? It's breaking down below 190 right now, by the way. You pull up Apple, for example. You see, I'm just giving you a random number. Apple's true range is, like, I don't know, 3, okay? And then today, Apple's trading 7. Its ATR is 7. So you should be aware that the likelihood of false signals coming in with using the moving average crossover technique is more likely when the ATR is elevated above its historical range. Now, the ATR typically takes place over a 14-day range, okay? So that's what you need to know about that. So make sure you're employing these volatility filters if you want to manage risk a bit more effectively using moving average crossovers. My suggestion to you would get on that ATR tip. Trailing stops, equally as important as well. You see Neil using them all the time. I see him throwing comments in the chat about him moving up his stop for a position that he's been in for a while. So in case you don't know, these are automatic orders, basically stop losses, and they move up, they adjust as the price moves up in your favor, which helps you lock in profits while limiting potential losses on a potential reversal. And remember, guys, risk management is not about avoiding losses altogether. That's kind of impossible in trading. It's about minimizing them, not avoiding them, but minimizing them and preserving your capital so you can continue to trade. No money, no trade. Simple, okay? So your takeaway here, always approach crossovers with a healthy dose of skepticism. I know I do. Don't chase every single blindly. Look for confirmation. If you didn't watch yesterday's lesson about confirmation, I'm going to repeat it. Go back and watch it. It really does help. And by understanding false signals, implementing confirmation strategies, and employing proper risk management techniques, you'll be better equipped to navigate the market and make timely, informed decisions.
I mean, that we're all about timely and informed over here. Thank you so much to Sharif for that, delivering that lesson of the day, putting that together. I'm in NVIDIA. I finally, like, my issue with NVIDIA all day has just been I've not been fast enough with it. I see something I like, and then I get all skittish and I don't get involved. NVIDIA bouncing off, initially I wanted 952.50s. We bounced off of it, and then before I could get involved, NVIDIA was like, now I'm up to 954. I was like, cool, NVIDIA, do your thing, 21. If we break decisively below that 952.50 area into 952s, that's where I'm gonna have to leave. I want minimum 954s on this. I think that's reasonable. I think we've bounced up into that before. But also what I'm gonna be doing a lot more of is scalpulation. When I say that, I mean, if I don't like how I'm feeling in a position, I'm just gonna get out. Because that was my thing yesterday, is that NVIDIA trade that I had into that I think it was like that 944 long. You had it on NVDL, that 43 long, killed it, crushed it. I paper-handed and got out, and I think the thing was too, because I was scalping, I was waiting, like, for my type of play, just wasn't gonna work. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, everyone has different styles, everyone's gonna trade things differently. I appreciate Sean as well, bringing this up, trade your own book. trade your own style. So my style is always going to be super scalp. And in this case, if I lose confidence at any point in this, I'm just going to have to get out where it is. We keep bouncing right now, but I think if we start, and this is why I do a ton of book reading, especially with my NVIDIA trades. 953 was support earlier. If I start seeing 953 flip as resistance in the book, I'm just going to have to get out there because I know that'll be better getting out now than it will be trying to, finagle my way out later. So hopefully NVIDIA keeps it popping to the upside. Also, IWM, not really proud of what I did with this. I should have scalped everything out around that 209s. Instead, I added to the position, which was planned if we saw a bounce, but it just wasn't really the bounce that I needed it to be. I got a little bit, I got it where I wanted to, but I just shouldn't have added back in, so I ended up losing on this trade. Adara, you are a scalper. Pieces for the dream are not really your style, so I think I'm going to have to recognize that and just get everything in and out where I want to. NVIDIA, keep it coming. Hopefully we get a little bit of a pump there. If IWM tests 209 again, I'll try, but right now happy with what I have.
All right, so I'm in Google. I'm going to let that one work.
Yes.
I'm looking for a 10-period retracement, but this is the thing that I just noticed here. So Apple started dumping, and so, naturally I'm looking to see what's popping off. Visa rolls out new tech rivaling Apple Pay, teams up with Affirm for easier transactions. What is Affirm up to today? That's what I want to know. AFRM down 1 1/4. I mean, come on, bro. This thing can't catch a break. So I don't know. I don't want to disrespect it or anything, but it doesn't look like it's having too much of an effect right now. Apple just bounced off yesterday's closing print, 189.72. We went down to 189.76. Good move up there. Hammer candle coming in on AAPL. This is what I'm looking at right here. That white line right there is yesterday's closing print. It doesn't quite make it down there, but we'll see if it's really able to reclaim 190. If it is, then we could start talking about it long. Otherwise, to me, it's looking awfully short right now. I'm going to get out on the break of the $0.50 on goggles. If it breaks $0.50, I'll be looking to re-enter along at the 20 period. That's about 174 1/4. I won't hold my position entirely into that. I'll get out on the break of the $0.50 and then I'll look to get back in maybe at a third or $0.25. We'll see if I get stopped out there. Hasn't got stopped out yet, but that's an interesting look. The other one, MSFT. Look at all these bounces yesterday off that 423 closing print. Even the morning volatility held those levels. 945 it holds. And 10:05. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really intense.
Okay.
No, everything's fine. I'm
Yeah,
just being
I
crazy.
was worried.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. 10:05 it held there as well, again at 11:10, and yes, again 11:15. So this 423 area, OA or whatever, is holding up from yesterday. I am now stopped out of goggles. As I can see there, it got removed out of the position board. So let's go back and have a look at that. I might have just been weaseled out of that trade because I think it just dipped below the $0.50. I'll pack my patience. If this starts moving back up again, I'll get back in if it doesn't make it back into the 20 period. So we'll keep eyes on goggles there. I'll keep eyes on all these Mag 7s that are coming back near the closing print from yesterday. Amazon is at yesterday's closing print, Apple is at it, and Softy's at it. So you have 3 bad boys at those levels right now. Goggles, Tesla, and Meta are not there, and then NVIDIA is well above that at the moment, up 0.75%. So that's what I'll keep my eyes out there. Yeah, Google's continuing to head down, so it was a good stop out by me to get out at the $0.50. We'll keep eyes on that 1/3, 1/4. Let's see what else is popping off here. Let's go into these small cap gappers. Haven't looked at these quite yet, nor have I shared my small cap gappers with you. So on the left here, we've got AMC, we've got GME. I've got these bad boys up as contingency. If anything starts moving with them, we'll start covering them for you. But MGNI, thank you, Adara, for pointing that one out to me. This is a good looker. Look at this one, headed to the high side, holding that 10 period on the 5 like a dang glove. Any retracement into this one has bounced off subsequent to that 940 5-minute candle. I'm going to be all eyes on MGNI. I'll give you guys the deets on that one super quick here. Give me a sec. So market cap, bigger, 1.75 billion. So it's not a small cap gapper. The volume done on the day, 8.75 billion. The float, 125 million shares, a little bit less than that. The short float, let's find out. MGNI, shout out to Trade Ideas, 4.7% of the 125 million share float is shorted, so not big, but not negligible. FFIE as well. Sorry, do you want to get into it?
No. I was just gonna say you're all MGNIs. That's all I really.
There you go. I knew you were setting up for something there.
That was what it was.
FFIE, this one was sub $1 yesterday. We traded this one at around the $0.75. Now it's at $1.25. So there's a lesson in perspective. So we'll keep eyes on this one. 102 is VWAP. I'm going to be looking for a dollar defend here. And that's a particular trade I like with these sub $1 names that claim a buck. Especially with VWAP being about a couple of pennies above that. So 102, interesting level for me on Faraday futures. And VinFast, oh, baby, VinFast is back. And it's kind of trying to stay above VWAP right now. It's not the biggest mover on the day, nor has it had, a whole bunch of shares, but it's still positive and at a key technical level here at VWAP trying to straddle it.
Yeah. Oh boy, VinFast.
Oh boy.
Shout out to Obi there. But yeah, sorry, I literally just I like that all MGNIs. And Sharif and I were talking
Executed.
before we came on. We're both very routine-oriented people, and so lately the routine has been Sharif gets back from his walk, and I tell him the small cappers I like. And MGNI was one of those for sure. I think that's an interesting look. Right now, I kind of like. I canceled this because I didn't have enough conviction in it. What I really liked on Microsoft was the short earlier, that 424.60, and then I was like, Adara. I don't know that the future's really popping at that time, and I just wasn't confident enough in it to take it. I need to get more confident, but I also don't want to be cocky either. I don't want to be taking things that I'm not confident in just because I really want to be in a trade. Do you know what I mean? And so my qualm with Microsoft, we're below VWAP. Fuge taking a little bit of a dive here as well. If I see another kind of candle here to confirm, as I'm kind of seeing here, that I have a little bit more strength. We do have a bit of a double bottom. I just don't like that we're below the 90 EMA, and I don't like that we're below VWAP. I do like, though, I'm really proud of my instincts here on NVIDIA. I want to talk about this. So I've been saying I have a new thing now where if I don't feel comfortable in a trade, we must scalp out as fast as possible. Because that was my issue with IWM. I felt comfortable in it, but it just, Adara, why are you holding on to pieces of the dream? You know you don't like that. So it's okay. You live and you learn. And so today I took that NVIDIA scalp, 953. Initially I wanted 954s into 955s. Then I noticed, because I do a lot of book reading, especially for NVIDIA, and I feel like, and this is something I've talked about with Obi as well on the show in the past, basically saying, like, he was like, sometimes you notice if you read the book for a stock a lot, you kind of get a sense of how it moves. And so you can kind of see, and like I said, I love using the book for support and resistance. So if I start seeing a lot of 953 prints on the ask instead of the bid, then I start noticing, hey, we're actually seeing resistance now in the book at 953 instead of support. So I started kind of seeing that, and I said, Adara, you're not going to get what you want here. Take your 50 pennies and run for the hills. So I took 55 pennies on this. Please just punch. Yeah, with NVIDIA, I can totally live with that. I like that. I was initially going to try to take that long off that 952 area, but I wasn't 100% confident because right after I got out of this initial long, we dropped, and I said, Adara, wait a little bit, take your scalps, plan your scalps, and it just, goes back to confidence in trading your style. That's why I was happy. Please just punch with my NVIDIA trade. Shout out to you, Easy Trader, saying facts. Yeah, what's everybody looking at here? I'm excited to take a look at some other names. SoxL. Getting kind of interesting to me. I really enjoyed trading the indices a lot, and Sharif and I have talked about this. And look at this.
Whoa.
This is a support. Yeah, we're getting
Looking
in.
good.
I'm going to risk this into 45s, and we're going to try to get involved at 55s. I don't know what that sound was. Going to get a decent position here, enough that I can be comfortable with. I like that we're riding the 90 EMA. I like all these very bullish wicks here. We try to go down at SoxL. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm still up. So, calm down, SoxL. You got this. I want to get involved 55s. That might be a bit too conservative. That's another thing is I get a little bit, you and I have both talked about this, being too frugal, trying to enter your trades.
Oh, God.
That's a huge thing. Yeah,
I have so many problems.
I deal with that so much. So that's why I really, I also like that was the top of that previous range. So if we can get involved 55, I'll even take 58s. I have no problem moving it, but that's what I want here. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm back in goggles. We're doing nicely here, about 15 pennies in the money. I'm going to let this one run. Put a bit of a hammer candle. So yeah, it's a trending stock. Let's call a spade a spade. It's up big. It looks the best out of these Mag 7 names. I don't know if it's up the most. What is it? Up 1 1/4? What's everything else up? Yeah, it is up the most, actually. Obviously, AMD's up a lot more, but AMD's not a Mag 7 name. So goggles, I'm long goggles at 54. Let's see what we get here. If we can move up to test 175 again, I'd be pleased as punch, but we'll see what we get. Now, Apple bounced again off yesterday's close, so a couple of bounces here, but it's having trouble now reclaiming 190. So this This could be a range trade here that could establish. I'm not saying it will be, but keep your eye on this 190, 189.72 area. It seems to be straddling that $0.25 area for whatever reason. Obviously, 190, a key resistance level. We claimed it in the pre-market, which made me a little suspicious of whether we're going to hold it or not. You know, there was this school of thought that it believes if you capture the level in the pre-market on lesser volume, then it could be bearish and you sell off in regular market hours. How true that is, really unsure. I don't have the data to support it. But in any event, looking here on Apple to see what we can get, if anything. Tesla did a big boy retracement off that 179.80. It's not a level that I charted. 179.80. Did this feature yesterday? 179.60, 179.5 featured yesterday. Kind of a random area here to find resistance, but alas, it is finding support at that $0.25 level, 179.25 on TSLA. Nicely in the money here, 20 pennies in the money now on goggles. Let's see if we can make it back up. There it is, baby, into the 80s. So goggles heading back up again. By goggles, I mean Google, guys, okay? And there it is. I'm taking that money and I'm running at the 90 penny level. Happy with this trade. Not a bad one after getting punched in the face a little bit, trying to get that 10 period quick. And alas, it did make its way down into the 20. So it didn't spend long at the 20, but it did kind of come close to the 20. The 20 at that level was 174.25. It made its way down into a third. So missed it by a little bit. You know, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it looks like it's on its way back into 175. Go, Google, go. The Fuchs also finding a second breath here, bouncing off the 20 as well, looking to take that 750 level, 18,750 again. HOD is 760, so we're 10 points right now off that high a day. So definitely a good look for the market at the moment. I see you guys talking about AMC. I saw Scott. Scott's telling me he took a shot at AMC low a day, and I like that, Scott. That's a good move. It's a calculated move. Yeah, and here's my reasoning why it's good. That 460 level, Adara, we touched that level on decent volume, 500,000 shares. 524,000 shares on this one candle here at 7:05. This candle had 200,000. So decent volume in the pre, even though it was 7 a.m. So it held up there at around 460. So I like what you're doing there, Scott, front running it a little bit, jumping in there at around the 4 2/3 area. I hope you can print something maybe near VWAP at 495. Right now, though, I got to tell you, Scott, if you're scalping this, looks like to be the best deal because every time it makes its way back into the 10 period on the 5, it seems to find resistance. It happened here at 10:55 and again at 10:50, 10:55, and then you see these two candles, 11:05, 11:10, rejects again, and then there's topping tail doji candle, 11:25, same business. So keep your eye out for that 462 LOD. It does have some support, though, from that 7 a.m. trough that we did hold up at. So good look here. MGNI is going, baby. So we're going to have to pull this bad boy up on a trading screen, Adair, because it's headed up 30% in the good now.
That's a great look at MGNI. I like that one as well, a little bit, that flat top break. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I did get involved in Amazon, which I'd like to talk about. So I took this trade because I look at this little wick here, right? Into that, I saw this on my side chart, and immediately it was like, oh, okay. We had that push down here into like 186.25s, right? We reject beautifully. I say, Adara, just get in. I got in 186.15. If we broke decisively above that 186.25 level, 186.30, that's when I would leave. And then we get this candle. Look at this rejection. This gave me all the confidence I needed to stay in this trade. We try to break above it, and it's like, jokes. So I stayed involved. I could have added in if I was a different type of trader, but I'm not. I'm just this new trader, and I wanted to not have too many. I just want to be really honest, right? Like I considered adding in, and I was like, Adara, this is not your bag, or not your egg, if you were the person to my right. But yeah. So let's see. I'm not saving pieces or dreams. We don't do that. I love the idea of doing that, but again, this is just really not my type of trade. I want my, we're going to get the whole beat nice and dunked at that 185.90 level, but if we keep bouncing at 186s, I'll get out here. So that is the look there. I have no qualms. I would risk like 10 pennies. I can take 15 and be pleased as punch. That's what I mean by scalpulation, right? As long as you have a plan and you have a little adaptations to the plan. I have no problems abridging the plan, writing like, a children's adaptation of the plan. I don't know. The analogy got a little bit out of my way, but I like this Amazon. Hopefully Amazon likes me back. Microsoft, I was like, oh, maybe I'll take this bounce. I should have taken that bounce. This was a double bottom. I had my reasons for not getting involved, and I stand by not wanting to get involved because we were below VWAP. We were below the 90 EMA. I wasn't 100, we got out of Amazon. Wasn't 100% confident, but if we rejected that for 24.60 and I see anything confirmatory on the future, I keep saying the future now.
I like it.
You and I are really bouncing off each other there. But if we have that breakdown in the future for, at the same time we have this move down here for 24.60s, I will take this short. I will take it at least into VWAP, if not into the true bottom of that range. But I do like this. It's actually not a bad range at all. It gives you about $1.40. So I probably wouldn't play it the whole way, if I'm being very honest. But I do like this look. Thank you so much, Darwin. I really appreciate, what you had to say there. I'm just trying to grow every day, so I really appreciate all the support in the chat. Paula Blackford wanted me to look at Meta, so I'm going to look at Meta. I had thoughts on Meta actually earlier as well, and my thoughts were, holy cow, this range. Which is usually my thoughts when I look at a chart if they has one I can look at. That base at 475.50, that top of that 477.70, 477.80 gives you about a dollar penny range. Now though, $1.20, not a dollar penny, $1.20 range. But look where we're rejecting now. That's right, bottom of that range. So I want to take this. If we keep saying, like, look at this little topping tail candle, that is something I absolutely want. I'm interested in that. That is for sure. Also, really proud of where I got out of Amazon because we bounced right back up. I got out, we bounced right back up. So I'm proud of what I'm trying to do. Scalpulation, a lot of it is using charts as levels and then books for my last minute decisions. So Paula Blackford, I think Meta looks like it could be rejecting. I think what it does here at 475.50, especially coming into Confluence with the 9 EMA, could be key. Shout out to Confluence. But also, yeah, again, congrats on your Google trade, because that was awesome.
Thank you. I
That was a really good
appreciate
look.
you. I want to mention Disney here, guys. I'm not going to mention Disney as an intraday trade, but it's something that I pointed out to Neil this morning, and I want to point it out to you guys. So Disney came in to the 200 exponential on the daily and has found support. It also came out of oversold territory on the RSI to break out of that level and move out of it. So I'm not saying it's a long on Disney, but what I'm saying is a 200 EMA on the daily hold, and then when you go to the weekly, there's that Confluence, baby, bounces off the 50 on the weekly. So I am going to study this a little bit more, but I could be persuaded into weaseling my way into a swing on Disney. I'm talking about a swing trade, not an intraday trade for Disney. I'm going to see if it holds these levels. If it does, I'm definitely interested in weaseling my way into this, perhaps maybe for an $8 or $9 winner or something like that, into maybe the mid 112s if we can mean revert back into this consolidation area at the 50 on the daily, not the weekly, the 50 on the daily. So Disney, good hold up on the daily, good hold up on the weekly, good RSI confirmation as well, coming out of oversold territory. Keep your eye on that if you're interested in swings, not financial advice. MGNI, I've got this up now on a trading screen. It's up 30.12%. I'd like to get in around 1260. I'm a frugal guy, right? Speaking of frugal guys, I was charting yesterday, as I typically do, so I saw Costco.
Oh.
Costco all-time highs again, back into those March highs. First thing I do, get on the phone, I message Alfred. Alfred, Costco's back at all-time highs. What's the look? It's too expensive. Alfred, you always say it's too expensive. How about now? I'm cheap. It's my brand. Like, bro, like, come on.
Alfred needs his own show. I would watch an Alfred reality show.
So speaking of frugal, that dude is frugal, right? Anyway, so I'm trying to weasel my way into MGNI here, Ram. I'm going to be looking at that $12.60 area, which is where the 10 period is on the 5. That's where I want to get in. If we can get in there, fantastic. Let's go ahead and try to front run that monster. I'm going to sit at like 62s or 3s or whatever. What's life without Wemsy? Let's see if we can get into this monster over here. I also want to shout out Big Michael Lloyd. You thought I was going to say Big Kyle Burdett there, didn't you? Big Michael Lloyd alerting me to Kraken. CRKN, not Kraken, the whatever, the token. This is called Crown Electronics. and it's spelled with a K, so I feel it's like it's European.
Okay.
Yeah, because don't they use, like German, the C sound is always K, right? They don't use
Oh, yeah.
C as
Yeah,
the
it's like
K.
Ike. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
right?
CH. Yeah, you're right. That's interesting.
So CRKN, great move today, 148% Ram. This one got into 13 pennies. That's the thing, though. I mean, it's a 10-penny stock. It was a 5-penny stock at one point, a 6-penny stock today at the lows. It's a good-looking chart. You're going to have to, buy a lot of shares to make money on this, but it's done 601 million shares. So the liquidity, plenty. Keep your eye on this one. It could present you with an interesting small cap trade, but that's a look there. So I'm looking at weaseling my way into MGNI at 1260, and I'm going to keep CRKN on watch. I could be persuaded to get into this one, Adair.
Yeah, hopefully it's able to persuade you if you see something you like on that. Also, yeah, shout out to Alfred, Sharif's pal in the three-piece suits. Yeah, that guy is so entertaining. Every story you tell me about Alfred, it's like it paints a rich picture in your head. Very entertaining guy, and like really interesting value investing perspectives as well. You can check him out on How to Trade. I think it was the last week of December.
Yes.
So shout out to him. Also, NVIDIA. Shout out to you, maybe. I got involved at 9:54. We were bouncing on 9:54. I get involved before I can even breathe. It drops, right? But I said, Adara, let's see what we do at 9:53. So I'm going to risk a little bit more because I want a bit more from this trade. I kind of want 9:55, 9:56. I'm not going to lie here. But like I said, with NVIDIA, I think watching the book is super key to me. We're still seeing support at 9:53, but we're seeing a bit of resistance here at 9:54, which is not something I like if I'm long at 9:54 for, I guess, maybe kind of obvious reasons, right? So I want to watch that. Also, we're going to let her cook a little bit, but I want to point out, too, I'm very proud of the levels I called out in Meta and Microsoft, even though I missed both of them. So Microsoft here, I said 464.20. Let's 424.60. Oh, never mind. It dropped $1 before I could react. So nice look there. Happy that was a level. If we bounce, I'll get involved. Same with Meta. We did have that rejection off that 475.50. So both Meta and Microsoft, those are absolutely levels I really want to get involved in here. NVIDIA continuing to kind of curl, so I will let her do her thing. 21. The dead one, Apple, is kind of interesting here as well.
I mentioned that. I mentioned that.
I think you mentioned that. And that's
189 and 3/4, 190. It keeps bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I might have to look at it because Sharif knows his Apple levels very well. That is a stock you are very accustomed to in terms of levels. So I do like this look on Apple. NVIDIA looks like we're bouncing off 50, so I'm okay staying in this. But I will always be looking at what the book does because I'm trying to get more comfortable reading the book. I never like when we're below the 90 EMA, so I might have to be getting out of NVDA. But again, if I keep seeing this 53 bounce, trying to be a little bit more calm. This was, and again, maybe this is how I constructed the trade. I don't know if it was scalpy enough. But the thing is, too, is you have to be trading. You're always going to be a little uncomfortable, right? So as long as you're comfortable with what you're trading, how you're trading, you just try to get involved. NVIDIA, though, certainly testing my personal patience. So I want to see if we do 53s here. If not, I'm going to be getting out, losing $1. But again, really, really small position. What happened here?
Look, I told you.
Oh,
I mean, it was literally, I literally just got in and the bottom fell out immediately. I fat fingered though because true to form, I hit the flatten key. And why I haven't moved in the flatten key, Adara, is a question that I really can't answer at the moment. But the point is,
congrats.
Do it now. No, I don't want to do it now. So I took out breakthrough 88s. What did I get out? I got out at 88. So decent move here on the dead one Apple. I'm playing the range 189 and 3/4, 190. It's not a hard level, right? Look, it went up into 190.33, but look, I mean, it went right back down again. So play the range at your leisure. That is until it reclaims 190 again. If it reclaims 190 again, should be interesting here on the dead one. Jay Lee. I love this. I drive an old Civic with a lot of kilometers, but it's 100% reliable. I can afford a brand new easily, but prefer the older non-theft luring type. Avoid carjackings and TO. Truer words were never spoken. Well, maybe they were. But your words are very true, Jay, because we have a major issue with theft of vehicles in this. We're not going to get into it, but that is, it's a good analogy for other things. Shout out to Jay Lee, one of the OGs there in the chat. We'll keep eyes on Well, I was going to say keep eyes on Honda, but we never traded.
Yeah, we are.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think that.
wait.
And, have we traded?
Global Life? I don't think we've traded Honda.
I don't think so.
No.
No. Guys, Softy. Say that again. Global Life SEC investigation. What is the ticker? GL, thank you. So, Neil, thank you very much for that. Neil alerting me to Global Life SEC investigation, ticker GL. And there you go, big boy drop off that 85.5 print all the way down into 82.82. That's the LOD at the moment. Is trying to put in a bit of a hammer candle, coming in at 83.25. Do I have the ticker on it? Here is, the headline. Watching Global Life shares lower as Viceroy Research issues, I don't know what FOIA is, update. Okay, cool. Let's click this thing here and see what, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't click it. Anyway, I'll look at this later. Yes, it is. Global Life appears to be the target of an SEC investigation. Per withheld FOIA response from the SEC, the response pertaining to a request submitted by Viceroy Associates to the SEC was withheld. Okay, so that is that's on the Viceroy Research website, by the way. So that's being reported by them. I just want to mention that to you in case, you know, we always have to tell you the context. So good look there. Keep your eye on GL if you're interested in that sort of trade, and that is obviously moving at the moment, Adair.
Yeah.
Triangles.
Yeah, there is.
I like that.
I love when you say triangle. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sharif saying that he approves of this Microsoft range, and I'm really trying to be cognizant and make sure this isn't a revenge trade. I do like it because I still like the levels. The reason I say that is because I know I initially wanted to go long here, then I hemmed and hawed, decided not to. You know, you have to have your own decisions for things. But then I saw this short, and I still didn't get involved. I totally missed that drop. It came in with such a viciousness. But I was like, Adara, this is coming yet again. The future's getting a pop. At some point, one must trade one's range if one considers oneself to be a range trader. And one does consider oneself to be a range trader, and I do like that range. So I'm going to stop speaking like I'm Shakespeare, take this trade. Also, NVIDIA, Bamboozlement King. I'm not upset about this. A little bit down in this name now.
Executed.
I did have that loss, but I got out where I needed to get out, and thank goodness I did, because I got out right at 953s, which was where I said that was what I wanted to risk. Then we dropped here into like 952, so I'm really happy I missed that. Then we popped back up. With NVIDIA, I just need to be a lot scalpier. You know, like Dora the Explorer, swiper, no swiping. Adara, all scalping. I don't know. So I'm going to have to tell myself. But Ramin likes that, I guess. I don't know.
She loves it.
So let's see. Also, Microsoft, to clarify, for the risk, I'm risking if we break below 423, and I want like minimum 424.50. 1.5. I want minimum 424.15. So I'm trying to make like 95 cents. I can risk 20 pennies for that. I can live with that kind of risk to reward, right? Nessa here with the super chat addressed to you, though.
Oh.
Actually, thank you so much for the $50 super chat, Nessa.
$50 super chat, Nessa.